Hey, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. I got DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
I got DJ D Miles.
Yo, what's good?
I got Jamie the Great.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest, VA's finest, one of the best minds and writers and rappers in hip hop. This is the second time.
One of the best ghostwriters in the game.
Ghostwriters in the game.
Add the DJ.
I would say one of the best, the best analysts of hip hop that I know.
Oh yeah,
and the way he breaks down songs is the way he views lyrics and cadences and everything on a whole vocal performance level for hip hop. He's one of the best. And we're happy to have him here for a second time. We got Skillz in the building.
Yes,
Skillz.
sir.
Yo,
Man.
what's
Skillz.
up?
What's
How
good?
are y'all?
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
man.
in a minute.
Fucking 4 years.
Has it been 4 years?
almost 4 years.
It's been 4 years.
2018.
Yep.
Ever
December.
Since then, so much has changed. So much has changed. No more wrap up. You broke everyone's hearts.
Yeah.
Well, I did one more.
Last one.
That was the 20.
And you wasn't even supposed to do this one, the last one.
Yeah. I kind of said I wasn't, and then a blog. I'm not even gonna say the blog's name. One of them gossip blogs that reached out to me and was like, "Yeah, can you do one for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, we could talk about it. Like, it ain't gonna be free."
Yeah.
And then they went and did one with somebody else, and then I posted the DMs like, "Oh, so y'all went with that because I turned you down." And I was like, you know what? To be petty, because I am petty, I'm gonna take everything that person said in their wrap up, and I'm gonna use that for the research for my wrap up.
Jeez.
And that's how I did it.
So we're here in Vegas, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
You're here in Vegas. Why are you here in Vegas for?
Just coming out to celebrate a friend's 50th birthday party. So you know what I'm saying? Just friends. We just linked up. We just doing different things in the city.
And there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. And it was just right after St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. I think New Edition has a show tonight.
Yeah.
No addition, Jodeci.
Jodeci.
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson.
It's a hell of a show.
I thought you would have went to that shit.
I gotta work. I totally forgot about it also.
I just missed. You know what, man? It sucks, man, because I had to work. Billy Joel was here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I had to miss that shit because I had to
Me
work.
too.
It's so funny, after hearing about this, I went to check to see when they're gonna be in New York. But unfortunately I'm working that day they're gonna be there also, so I'm gonna miss the concert.
Well, listen, at least you working. Never you stay busy. Never not
true.
working, boy.
You know what? Never this year, like in the past year, he loves talking about how much he's working. So it's like whenever we gotta do something, it's like, yo, all right, can we have a meeting or can we record this day? Yeah, I can. I'm working.
That's his new theme song. Don't bother me. I'm working.
So you here hanging out, and then Silk Sonic's in town.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hang out with us tonight, right?
Yes, I would like to.
You and your
I think
lovely
that'd be
girlfriend.
dope.
You guys
that'd
didn't
be
come
dope.
out.
Yeah.
Because I said, you gonna hang out tonight? And your face was like, I don't know.
Hesitation.
But her face lit up. She was like,
Yeah.
I want to go out tonight. You know? And then she looked at you for a response like, we gonna go out tonight, right? So we gonna go out.
So we're gonna go out tonight. Listen,
It's on record now.
Yes.
We're gonna go out tonight.
it's done. Done deal.
We're gonna set it up nice. We're gonna make it nice.
Okay.
So, when you come to Vegas, you and your girl, yo, Road's gonna take care of us. We good. Let's
right.
go.
Do it up right.
Absolutely.
I never doubted it once.
We're not gonna leave you in the crowd, have motherfuckers bumping and all that shit.
I hung with Jamie last night. You know what I mean, for a hot second. Like,
Yeah, he came
it
through
was
to
cool.
visit me at Best Friend.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
How was he sounding?
Yo, he was in his bag. Like
Yeah.
it was, he would come down because we had a table right in front of him. So he would come down and chop it up with me real quick, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta go change this record." I'm like, "All right, cool." So he hops up. We ordered some drinks or whatever, some food. So just to be funny, as Jamie would be, he starts playing the Nine Factor. So I hear it coming in, right? So I hear it coming in, and I'm like, I was like, okay, that's the fucking Nine Factor. He's trying to be funny. So then he does the classic DJ AM like point, like waiting for you to look, like how AM used to do it.
I was just
God
thinking
bless
that.
him. Yeah. So it was like, so he played the Nine Factor, and first verse and the hook, and then we out of there because I'm like, please don't play this shit no longer. So he starts playing the Lumi D like breakbeat, like the Lumi D, the claps in it, right? So then I'm sitting there going, I was like, damn, he had my shit at like 103.
Yeah.
God damn it! No wonder I sounded
It's like
so
92,
fucking-
right?
My shit's like 94. Jamie had me at like $103 in the club running. I was like, great. Now I sound more chipmunky than I did on the original. Right? Thanks.
Yo,
And then he goes, same key though. Like,
It was the same key as 4 hours.
wait, when you DJ, do you speed your shit up too?
I do, but I never want to speed it up to where you can really hear the change. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, even though with Serato, of course we can change shit and keep it pitch and play or whatever, but I never want to make it, I'm never going to blend fucking, you know what I mean, Biggie, Juicy with fucking Please Don't Stop the Music by Rihanna. Like, even though you could, but why would you? Biggie will still be in key, but he'll be fast as fuck.
Yeah.
And yo, skills at the DJ shit, because I played Me and You by Cassie. And then I slowed it down the pitch because I was like, let me slow the record down, let me go chop it up with him. So once I slow her down and he goes, damn, it sounded like Cassie fell asleep.
I looked. I was like, wow, that was a drastic pitch change. Jamie.
But yo, like Serato, the tone control, that you know how it keeps everything in the same pitch.
Yeah.
It really kind of messed up the DJ because I hear a lot of DJs when they change, when they change the speed.
Yeah.
It's drastic.
I know,
Whereas
yeah.
when you were on vinyl, you kind of had to gradually,
Nudge it.
you had to nudge it down.
Play with it
Yeah.
a little bit.
At least nudge it down like a whole verse. Like sometimes it would take me a verse because I would bring it down.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
But like I hear it sometimes and I just like, it'd be at like 100 BPM and now I'm like at like 90 BPM and like drastically.
Yeah.
And I hear it. I'm sure the people hear it. But I don't know,
I
maybe it's
definitely
just
do that. Make that mistake. Yeah, and it sounds.
I try to talk in between it. Cause I
That's
can still
smart.
talk on
Yeah,
the
that's
mic. So
smart.
it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm moving it and I'm like, yeah, shout out to the whole, so and so in here.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. Maybe do about 3 shout outs and by the time I'm at where I want to be, it doesn't, I talked through the change as opposed to just gradually change.
It's those little, it's those
I hate
little
the-
things to
actually,
finesse it, right?
I hit the horns like.
Yeah.
Or you hit the filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think people really hear it, or is it just us?
Nah,
It's just us.
Nah, but you gotta understand if you're dancing and all of a sudden you could feel when the
Yeah.
pitch is
Not
changing,
even
like,
that. If you're a DJ, you notice that.
Nah, if
Or sometimes or sometimes what
if you know
irks me,
anything about being on beat and you dancing, you're gonna
Yeah.
hear
You're gonna hear it.
change. You're gonna
especially like what irks me is when a DJ is playing and he don't use headphones. So we're his headphones. So it's like as soon as he pulls up another record, he's already cutting it, and I'm sitting there going, "Okay, that's fucking too short." You know?
Yeah.
Like there's no surprise. You know what I mean? So it's like even if you drop it after a surprise moment, like pick it up. I'm like, I knew 3 minutes ago because you're not using headphones.
You're like testing it out.
You know what I'm saying? Then the next record, I hear that little, I'm like, okay, that's Snoop. Fucking, beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what I mean?
that's a really important comment to make because I feel like people don't realize how important unpredictability is
Yes.
to DJing.
Yes.
You have that's maybe I don't know. I don't know the percentages, but it's a major part because when you drop a record and you catch everyone off guard and they're screaming, that is such a major moment.
Yes.
And it sets the tone for the night too. And they're like, okay, we're doing shit like this now.
Yeah.
The
Right.
DJ's gonna go this way. Like we doing that.
You give them like a small nuance of this is gonna be a good night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
gain their trust.
Like once you gain their trust, it's a whole different thing because they might not know you. This just might be the Friday night jam. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Like, but if I can at least get you to a point where you're like, oh shit, okay. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's certain things that a DJ can do early to establish that trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trust between the DJ and the audience is fucking is crucial.
It is.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's funny too, though. It's like two flip sides to a coin, right? The unpredictability is really great, but then sometimes the predictability is nice too. So like I remember like if I'm hearing dancehall, I want to hear certain rhythms. I want to hear certain songs run after the other.
Right.
You know, and even I was talking to somebody. I remember back in the day. You know how like we all have mixes. Like for some reason, like the most recent mixes for DJs, they'll go for like Danza Kuduro into Peppers, right?
Yeah.
and I feel like sometimes it trains the crowd. So if all these DJs are doing it in every city in the country,
Right.
and you don't do it, they get disappointed a little bit,
Right.
Because it's like, nah, these two records go together.
Yeah.
I don't do that, but I'm just saying.
I remember like back in early 2000s, late 90s when the mix everybody was doing was the Quiet Storm into
Evidence?
Snoop Dogg, Nothing But a G Thing. Remember the part goes 1, 2, 3 to the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember one promoter came up to me. I didn't do it. And one promoter was like, yo, why didn't you do that mix? Because everybody does that. He's
Right.
like, yeah, but people want to hear that. I'm like, no, they don't.
Like, fuck that shit.
There's a bunch of those back in the day joints that with like the wordplay shit that everyone used to do.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, I used to go out. I used to low key hate that shit though, man.
Yeah, man.
Especially on the West Coast.
Especially
I used
the Jay-Z.
Yes.
It's about to go down. Everybody was using that fucking loop.
Wait, where did they go? Oh, they just looped it?
Yeah, they would loop it and then it would be like some going. Oh, it would be it was that fucking 50 Cent song "Down on Me." They were doing that transition
God, I
a
hated
shit
that
ton.
song.
That Jay-Z to that song.
I actually got a transition to that.
Yeah, I'm saying everybody was using that fucking.
I never did. When I do, it's about to go down. Most times, if it's a lit ass party and I've never been in that space before, I don't loop it. It's just is about to go down. But I bring in the remix of "Excuse Me, Miss." So boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Myth Bleak always spoken that la la la. You know what I'm saying? Like I use that like because it heightens it, but I don't let the "Excuse Me, Miss" remix go past the verse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Another big record after It's About to Go Down was Noriega Nothing. When you put the volume down, it's about to go down. Doom.
I'm gonna use that. That's all. That's a good one.
I used to drop Rock the Mic.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Just drop
I
it.
used to do, if it was Philly people in the house, I would play. So after It's About to Go Down, we giving away so much tricks right now. But I mean, this is like somebody gave.
It's like 20 years old.
Right, these are 20 years old tricks. So I would play, after It's About to Go Down, I would go into some Philly shit, probably PD Crack, right?
Flip Side.
So play Flip
yeah.
Side,
Yeah.
then play fucking What We Do.
Yeah, What
right.
We
So
Do.
What We Do, and then get to the Jay-Z part. So when Jay-Z says leader of the black gang, R.O.A.D, man. So drop that.
That's a good
then,
one.
So then when you play, after you play Rock the Mic, come back to the Jay-Z shit. Let me get him free. And then bring it again. Leader of the black gang, R.O.C, man. Then fucking you, me, him, or her, or just anything Philly. Like, do it again. Like, and I just kept running that shit back. So they're like, oh, he keep playing the Philly joints. Like, if it's Philly people in the house, they would go stupid over that shit. Always.
We used to do that in Vegas too. Like we used to just run through those Rockefeller sets.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially the Philly Rockefeller.
Yeah. And then you got
And it's
the-
like, yo, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what year it was, but Jay-Z was like, why you couldn't play Jay-Z in the club on the West Coast.
I know, yeah.
All of a sudden.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Was
like,
that like what, like 07-ish?
no.
Later?
No. That was recently, like
Oh,
maybe
recently.
Like, what was stopping it? The people didn't want to hear it?
It just-
I don't know. It just stopped.
It didn't translate no
Yeah.
more.
Wow.
And then, what's the last Jay-Z record you play?
Probably
you know what I'm saying?
public service.
Oh,
announcement.
PSA.
Yeah, that
still
ain't
play
never
that?
going nowhere.
But no, that's probably the last one.
Nah,
that we-
no, you said
we
the last
played.
record
No,
that was
but
played,
like,
that
let's
was
say
big.
like prime time in the club right now. What did Jay-Z?
Honestly, I would say Crazy in Love. His rap and
yeah,
Crazy
but
in
that's
Love.
not his record. Yeah.
That's not his
Other
record.
than that, no. I
I
can't
mean, he's
think of it.
married to her, never. He is married to the woman.
Maybe Empire State of Mind.
I've
maybe.
never played Empire State
Really?
of Mind at a
Really?
party.
I rarely play that either.
Man.
Who played it? Somebody just played it on Tuesday.
That's a go-to for like a white corporate
Yeah,
party.
that's like
Yeah.
they sing along to that shit. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get a corporate party, they gonna sing every word. especially
I'm
on
out
Alicia
there,
Keys
Brooklyn.
parties.
Yeah,
that Alicia Keys part.
Yeah.
Yo, can we talk about how big? All right, you pause. I gotta stop that. I didn't mean
Christ.
I didn't mean to cut that off right
I was
there.
letting him go. I was like, I don't know where we going.
I want to talk about the Genius documentary real quick.
Oh yeah.
But I want to reference this because a lot of like young gen motherfuckers was like, who the fuck is Petey Crack, right? And Petey Crack, I don't know about
Petey Crack?
I don't know about the West Coast, but
Yeah.
the East Coast in New York, he was the next one. He was
He's the Prince of the Rock.
Yeah.
he was popping, yo.
Yeah.
Like I remember Greenhouse in New York. We spoke about this.
Yeah,
that was the record, yo.
Yeah.
They were dropping like 3 of his shits.
Yeah.
every night and shit. But I wanted to talk to you about that documentary, and also talk about Petey Crack a little.
What
bit.
documentary?
I mean, the
Yeah,
Genius,
the
the
Genius.
Kanye
The
shit.
Kanye
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, that shit.
thought I meant-
yeah. I was like, what joint was he talking about? Okay, I got you. I'm with you.
Because I was saying, like, in that documentary, I was on Twitter and everyone was like, who the fuck what's a Petey Crack? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? And I didn't feel like the documentary,
gave justice. to him.
you know, I was talking, there was a couple of tweets that I saw, because we had an episode last week where we talked about the documentary. And my opinion, and I guess y'all kind of agree.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was like, oh man, the rejection, the struggle Kanye went through. And I was kind of like, I didn't see any struggle. Like, there was obstacles, right?
Yeah.
But every artist has obstacles. Like Katy Perry has obstacles. Like
Right.
every artist has obstacles. Britney.
They all had obstacles.
They didn't believe in me. They was on my label. Like, it's like, you have to prove yourself. And the whole argument that I had was like, you have a group like Dame, Jay, and Biggs who had to deal drugs, right? To get out of their life situation, right? Started to legitimize themselves by selling records from the trunk of their car, doing shit guerrilla style, freestyling, battling motherfuckers on the street, avoiding shootouts in these battles with like DMX
And the pool halls,
and
the fucking projects.
You know what I'm saying? And to do all of this and to see Kanye bitching about not getting put on when he didn't have no record out, like that was the crazy shit. Like, he didn't have even a verse on someone's record out, and then he's going around telling everyone, you guys crazy. Like, where's my album deal? Where's this? Where's that?
Right.
And it sounded, and we called the episode "Spoiled Brat" because he sounded like a spoiled brat. Because I've never seen that in my life of a dude who was like, and this is a testament to his mother's love, right? I really saw, like, his mother showed him so much love, and she gave him so much unconditional love and support. I mean, I've never seen a mother rap,
Her son's
lyrics.
lyrics. When the son forgot the lyrics, the mother remembered it.
Yeah.
Like, I never had that support. Like, all of it, like, when you started DJing, what the odds of your parents supporting you to
Zero.
become a DJ was crazy. It was just nuts.
It was
like,
disappointed.
Right.
Our generation.
Yeah.
So to see his support, to see the support from even guys like Cootie from The Block, from Talib Kweli and Mos Def, to Raucous Records, who were probably going out of business, but still were like, we still want to fuck with you. And then you had even MTV to do a feature on him. And that still wasn't enough.
Right.
But that's, to us, I thought it was crazy. And you recently did a post on Instagram, and you spoke about it too, and you were kind of on the same level as us.
Right.
And I agree with you 100%. The one impressive thing that I thought was Cootie and all that footage. You were like,
I was like, damn, it's crazy to have all this footage. You know what I'm saying? To be able to see some of those things, it was almost like watching the Through the Wire video come to life, because you remembered all those scenes, and you're like, damn, he had a lot of fucking footage.
But it was like the uncut version.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
Quicker,
a long
version.
you just said that too. Though.
Yeah, it was like the
That
long
video, that was
fucking
a long
Through the
version
Wire
of it,
video.
yeah.
Like, I get it. So for me, it was like watching it. It took me right back to those times. I remember being at Raucous. I remember, you know what I'm saying, like them pushing for him to like saying like, yo, Skillz, you should listen to him. Like, he's dope. I want to take you over there. Like, it was this guy named Howie McDuffie. And I remember Kweli like, yeah, like, like he got some shit, Skillz. And I'm like, man, I want a fucking high tech beat. Like, fuck out of here. I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, Skillz, trust me. Like, and I'm like, so it instantly took me back to being in the Raucous office and Kweli like, yo, check this CD out. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So what was on the CD that you heard? What was on the
it wasn't anything that made it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything. It wasn't like, oh, I heard the beat for Izzo before it dropped. So I don't remember anything that I was like, oh shit, that was Get By. Oh fuck, that was da-da-da-da. So it wasn't that. So when I went to his crib, I remember seeing it in the document. I was like, damn, I was in that apartment. It was right across the bridge. Like, oh, okay, dope. So
when you went to Ye's crib.
yeah. played me some beats.
He was in Jersey at the
yeah,
time.
he was
Right?
in Jersey.
So you were looking for beats.
They wanted me to listen to him. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I don't want to be the guy on the label that's like, nah. But I already had Neptunes and Timbaland. So I'm good as far as that. I still wanted high tech because it just made sense. You know what I'm saying? And even in the success of Tim and Pharrell, I was like, they gonna have a raucous record. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna be on the raucous record.
People don't talk about high tech enough.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Like they say Dilla. They say
They say ID, no ID.
no ID.
Yeah.
I feel like high tech is not appreciated like that.
Yeah, nah.
And he was the one.
Yeah.
Listen, the golden child. So I listen to the beats. He plays me some shit. I was like, yeah, 4, 8, 13. Like, put those on a CD. He was like, all right, cool. So he puts them on a CD, and I was like, all right, we good. Like I tell the other dude, he's like, yes, cause we gonna roll out. We gonna go to the studio. I think we was going to a Shabam Sadiq session or some shit. Like,
Wow.
and he stopped me when we got to the door. It was so weird because he was like, yo, dog. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo, I just got a favor to ask you. And I thought he was going to ask for a drop or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he told me he was working on a mixtape at the time, too. So I was like, what's up? He was like, yo, if you don't want to use any of my beats, that's cool. He was like, and he put his hand on my shoulder. He was like, if you don't use none of my beats, that's cool. But don't put my shit on a mixtape. And I was like, all right. Like, I thought that was an unwritten rule. I'm not going to rap over your shit and put it on my mixtape. I know you're selling beats.
Yeah.
But maybe he felt maybe that had happened to him already. And he felt like he had to do it. So he gave me the disclaimer. I was like, yeah, all right, cool.
But did he do it like
Like sunning you and shit?
No, not sunning me, but like super serious.
But no,
Like-
I feel like you won't get fucked up if you do that.
No. The conversation, it was almost like a plea. It was almost like a plea.
But when a motherfucker put their hand on your shoulder, but they kind of tense it up, and you just kind of like, yo, like,
the Suge Knight grab.
you kind of strong over there.
It was almost like a plea. You know what I'm saying?
Like you say, like every time he squeezes, every time he says a word, yo, you're not gonna use my shit. Like, so it was just them being like,
Yeah, it was
"Don't-
like, please.
don't play me.
Yeah, it was like, please. Like, this is how I make my living. Like, I was like, yeah, nah, cool. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to the tracks on the train, on the Amtrak back down to VA. Nothing really grabbed me. You know what I'm saying?
Was any of it recognizable?
Nah. It was some sped up soul samples. Like, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't groundbreaking. It's not like I was hearing shit and I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. It was a couple things on there that was cool, but nothing grabbed me. It didn't make me want to write. No hooks came to me. So I was like, all right, cool. And I left it at that. That was the last, that was my first interaction with him.
It's funny because right now, or recently in past few years, soul samples have been coming back, but it's like no drums, right?
Right.
It's strictly loops.
Yeah.
It's like on that whole Benny the Butcher,
I love that shit.
Yeah, West Side Gun. It's
Rapping
like,
over just a loop or so.
yeah, just a loop. So it's like when they hear Kanye shit from 2000, they're just like, yo, that shit is crazy now. But I feel like that documentary, and this was on Twitter too, they said the same thing. They needed like an episode 0 to set the tone on what was out during that time.
Right.
And who was popping at that time and what the production is. Because the way they talked about Just Blaze, all the Philly dudes. When Kanye was at the video shoot with Petey Crack and Freeway and Beanie, like those dudes was popping back then.
That was the funny part because they had him looking so sad. I was like, oh, this is the part where you feel for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in a room and he's not a star.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's other stars in the room that they've paid more attention to, and it's that and the third. So, looking back on it, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you bet on Petey Crack. You know what I'm saying? You didn't bet on me. Like, all right, cool. Like, but I didn't, like I said, like you said, I didn't see no
struggle,
genius shit. I saw motherfucker trying to get on. Like that story is so like popular, or just to all of us, because we've all been through it. So I never really felt like it was anything mind blowing. Like it was just a camera there.
The funny thing is his perception on certain situations, like that Petey Crack video shoot. If it was me, I would have been inspired.
Right.
I wouldn't have felt like, damn, they ain't paying attention to me.
Right.
I would have known my role at that point and be like, wow, I got a lot more to prove.
Right.
There's a lot more work to be done.
Right.
But for him, it was, and it's just I didn't really get it. You know, maybe it's a generational thing because I saw like a lot of young people on Twitter like, yo, like I know how he feels, and I was like, yo, that's the wrong perception. Like I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you in a room, it's like if you want to get into the NBA, you don't just walk in a room of, you know, ball
Hall of
players that you in
Famers.
college and you
My
just,
thing,
you know.
like one of my things with him was always like, you just want to be included without the work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want a meeting with Ralph Lauren. You like, yo, my shit need to be like Polo. All right, cool. We'll start where he started, because you don't just blink your eyes and become Polo. You don't just blink your eyes and become Apple. You don't just walk in a room and say, yeah, I'm fucking Steve Jobs. They all went through a struggle. Ralph Lauren, Steve Jobs. Like, so when you pull up and you like, yo, they won't let me in. They won't let me in. The first thing I'd be like, you got money, motherfucker. Spend your money. You want to spend somebody else's money for them to believe in your idea, but you got money. More than the average person does. But you don't put your own money into your own ideas?
You know what? I think he did though, and that's why he went in debt. Remember he
tried
owed
with-
like 20 million, right?
Yeah.
I think he did put his own money, but then remember he was crying to,
He was trying to do, remember Pastel?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That
Pastel.
label? That
But
didn't
nah,
pop
you know
off?
what fucked him up was when he started doing the fashion shows. The first one
The,
in Paris.
The Yeezus shit.
No. This is
Remember
before
Yeezus
that.
tour?
He had like a
Yeah.
fashion show and he got creamed. He
But
got
the thing
destroyed by
is,
the
your
critics.
first fashion show had to be in Paris.
Right.
Why the fuck it couldn't be somewhere else? Like,
Yeah, but
you should have did your first fashion show in Chicago. That shit would have
Yeah.
went up.
But
Yeah.
I think with Kanye, he genuinely felt that he was on the same level of these dudes.
He's not.
even though no one knew it. In his
He
mind.
ain't.
In his
He
mind.
still ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
He still ain't.
And that he like created that struggle in his brain because he genuinely felt it's like if I was rapping and I'm like, oh, I'm on skills level, no one knows it, but in my heart I feel like I am.
But Skills, don't you,
You know what I'm
think?
saying?
Don't you think he's so smart? Like lyrically, right? He can't be on a certain level, but the way Kanye is, he will get the best, and he will hire the best, and he'll figure the best way for him to actually to win.
Right. And
That's
there's nothing
actually-
wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that.
You know, and
when
that's
you
the-
look at his
yeah.
records, if you read the credits of his records, it'll be 30 writers on that motherfucker. And that's not a problem. If you get strong, if it takes you 30 writers to get stronger, then cool, it was worth it. It made sense. But you still gotta be able to take care of the people that are around you. And that's the reason why I had an issue with what I said about him, because I was like, I remember how hard they went for you. So to see you say this about them now
Yeah.
is fucked up to me. And I don't care how many people are like, oh, Skills, like people fall out, this and the third. I say, yeah, but I would never. Like imagine me saying, yo, I'm not from Virginia.
yeah.
I just was saying that shit. Y'all would be like, so you had us food for I'm like, yo, bro, the play it was nobody from Virginia. So I just said I was. Do you realize what would happen to me when I went back? You feel me? I've never seen somebody get this much grace from the hip hop community just because they sped up some soul beats.
Because
You made 3 albums he made 3 albums that you like, and you keep giving him a pass. In a minute, bro, and it's just me, I'm just keeping it funky. In a minute, he's about to be known for more whack shit than he was legendary shit, because he right at the middle now. Because his second half of his shit been trash. Ain't nothing fucking with the first shit. And people keep saying, oh, I want the Oye back, and I keep going, that was never him. You want the facade. That's who he was to try to get in. This is who he really is. And he's telling you who he really is. So when he said the comment about, I'm sorry to the backpack community, it was just easier for me to just say I was a backpacker. I never really fuck with your raps, dog. Like, I listen to Jeezy, I listen to Jay-Z. And backpackers are like, motherfuckers in the back of me like, yo, he just trolling. I'm like, yo, he telling y'all exactly what the truth is. And because he made 3 albums that you like, you don't want to believe it. That's insane to me. I've never seen nobody get that much grace from the hip-hop community.
you know what it is though, right? He's a billionaire. That's why. I mean, it's the money. It's the money and the power. And I think when you're at a certain level, like we're kind of at a level where we don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
It don't affect us at all.
Right.
But if I'm in the circle, even if I'm in the outer circle of Kanye, where his relationship affects me to a certain point, I'm gonna be like, that's cool. Like he get a pass.
Right.
The Trump shit, he get a pass. You know, all these things get a pass because I could possibly benefit from him somehow. So I'm just gonna look the other way for now, and that's really what it is.
Until the shit go left. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that everything he does is stupid. I think he makes some smart ass moves. I think that stemverter shit was smart. You know what I'm saying? Like in today's day and age where we make songs and they stream them and we get paid a fraction of a fraction of a penny. So for somebody to say, yo, if you want my album, you got to buy this $200 device and listen to it on this shit. This is the only way. Smart. Because you could make billions of streams and make a fraction of the money, or you could sell 500,000 of these little things with your songs on them and make what you would have made that. That's smart. That's smart business. But other than that, I don't see no genius type shit when I see him. I don't see that at all.
You didn't like Nothing on Donda?
No, you did?
Wow.
I mean, shit. I love Believe What I Say.
He don't even know what that is.
Bro, that shit, bro, them songs be having no replay value to me.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to them shits once and I never hear them again. I don't hear them in the clubs. I don't hear them in the culture. So the thing is, this is what I was telling my homeboy the other day. I'm like, you know when something is moving through the culture. You know it. It moves. Like, in a day and age where we can fake everything. You can fake views. You can fake followers. You can fake the numbers. You can fake the streams. You know what you can't fake? Making people care. You can't fake that. So you can show me all these analytics you got, but if you come to my city and ain't nobody there, all that shit was fake. You opening up for you 2 acts in, opening up for so-and-so, and you got way more followers than the headliner, but ain't nobody here. Your merch table packed like a motherfucker. And I see that Winnebago outside. Oh, you lying. And you can't fake it, but for so long. The numbers don't matter. They fake the money. They fake what they showing you. It's just it's a fraud for most of it because they feel like they have to do it. But you can't fake making people care.
But you see it from behind the scenes, right? You see it. And you know it too when like I'm sure motherfuckers still reach out for you to ghostwrite for shit, right?
Of course.
But do you see it in the artist? Like, yo, this isn't gonna last?
Of course.
Really?
Guys be like, yo, we need a record for so-and-so. And I'd be like, I look at their Jones and I'd be like, okay, she got, a female rapper. Okay, she got 8 million followers. Okay, what's her biggest record? Oh, so-and-so. Okay, so those streams is what, 50 million? Okay, cool. I know y'all lied about that. What's the real numbers? And then they're like, oh, we had her at like 100,000 streams.
Damn.
Wow.
Why would I waste my time?
There's a lot of artists like that.
A
right?
lot.
And we believe it. I started seeing that shit a little bit more with certain artists that are even really huge right now. But it's like when you kind of look at it and you're like, damn, I play her songs in the club and no one's really reacting.
Yep.
But how is that possible, right? How is that possible when she's on the Grammys, she's doing this, her videos are on all the social media shit.
Her views are at.
Yeah, celebrities are hitting her. She's the top streamer. And I'm like, but why is it that I drop her song and no one's moving?
Right.
Or when you get to that certain level, right? You know when like let's say if it's hip hop, if it's a black crowd or a hip hop crowd, a down south crowd, they fuck with it. But as soon as it crosses over to like a top open format top 40 room, the songs don't translate.
Right.
So then I'm like, why doesn't those songs translate to the open format crossover rooms if it's getting that many streams? Right?
Yep.
And not to pull anybody's card or anyone, but Meg Thee Stallion was one of those in the beginning for me. And I was like, yo, well, how's the numbers up and everyone's co-signing her, but I can't play some of her songs in the beginning?
Like Big Ol' Freak?
Big Ol' Freak. We played that in an open format top 40 room.
It was a dud.
And nobody knew it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all the minorities and people of color kind of knew it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even still, it was kind of like, you know? This is in Vegas, though. I'm speaking of Vegas only.
Right,
you know? I'm not saying like if I was in Houston or some shit like that.
But then you see an artist like Saweetie with no real push like that, and you drop, what is it, My Type? the shit would go fucking insane.
What? It's weird though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's like they hopping on the trends because she rapping over fucking Too Short.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's almost like, oh, I know why this works. Because this is for the dudes. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I get it up to, bitch, why they got to say it like Short? Bitch, gang bang, stay off the court, blow the whistle. Hey, figure eight, nigga, that's my type.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is playing for the girls now because
Yeah.
I just play for the dudes. Even if I just give them a hook and then get out of it. It was worth that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes have so many turned up records, girls don't have none. So it's almost like now they got plenty.
I'm wondering who was the mastermind that told her to start rapping over all these 2000s beats for Sweetie.
Yeah,
Probably
it started.
Hitmaker or somebody because he was doing that shit.
Oh yeah, Hitmaker was making. Yeah.
Because in a minute I was almost like, yeah, it's time for a new Puff. Like somebody, remember how Puff was taking all of the shit from the 80s and
Right,
shit?
right,
Like,
right,
flipping-
right.
I was like, it's somebody. So it's funny for us because we like, damn, like some motherfuckers just sample Case, Touch Me, Tease Me, like damn. and then after a while you'd be like, damn, I wish I'd have did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of smart because to them, those are old records. To them, they still new to us because we still play them, but they old to them. So it's like, oh yeah, we just gonna flip. And you're like, damn, that shit was 2001.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that long ago. Like,
It's just weird. It feels weird though, right? Because when Puff was sampling the 80s shit, it was like kind of groundbreaking. Like you're breaking
time.
genres.
Yeah.
You're making David Bowie crazy. You know?
right, you making
Yeah.
the Police a whole nother record.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course,
Diana
that was
Ross.
tied into the death of Big, but
Yeah, yeah.
you know, Diana Ross, like you know what I'm saying. It's like we knew those records, but actually, what Puff was doing, they were good records first.
And he wasn't sampling hip hop. He was, like you said, he was sampling other genres.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he would.
Yeah.
But back then it was so new and different to hear like R&B over a classic hip hop record from the 80s.
Right.
Because before that, they were sampling from the 70s, like R&B from the 70s. But for him to do it from the 80s, it was definitely groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah, because it was just, and it was like, damn, you took like all this white music and you made it like hip hop, you know, like, and you made it danceable. You changed the drums up, and it was crazy.
Not only that, because we grew up on the original songs, so we knew the original samples.
Right.
So we were just like, oh shit, we're gonna dance to this shit again. Let's
Right.
do it.
Yeah, but I'm the generation after you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't witness this dance era of like the David Bowies and all this 80s shit. So
Yeah.
like for me, I was like, oh shit, like we can enjoy this shit now.
Yeah, it was
Did
one time
yeah.
I had D-Dot on my podcast, Hip Hop Confessions, and D-Dot was saying that Puff had heard.
Yo, shout
the
to
DJ
your new
Cool record.
podcast.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations,
Definitely,
man.
Thank you. Appreciate
How many
it.
episodes you in now with that?
Maybe like 20. I'm like every 2 weeks.
Half a year, half a
You know what
year?
I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I had D-Dot on, and D-Dot said that Puff had heard DJ Cool over the Hollywood Swinging. And he came back to the studio like, yo, somebody needed to make a record over that. And he was like, he told D-Dot, he was like, yo, sample that. And D-Dot was like, nah, I'm good. Like, that ain't my style. Shit too happy. He was like, nah, I'm telling you to do that shit. And he was like, man, get Stevie J. And we're like, I don't want to do that happy ass shit. And he was like, come on, do it. He was like, I don't want to. I'm money, power, respect, the hypnotize. Like, I flip joints. I don't just take I just take it as is. And Puff was like, listen, this shit's a hit. And I bet you it's a hit. If this shit don't hit, I'll buy you a car. And D-Dot was like, oh, bet. He was like, so what's the turnaround? So Puff was like, well, if you write, then I get the publishing. So he was like, bet. So he looped it up. He was like, Skillz, I did nothing. I put a shaker in it. Had Kelly come in. Kelly was singing all this happy shit. Bam, bam, made me feel good. Well, gave the shit to Puff.
Damn.
And he was like, next thing I know, Mace came in, and I was like, God damn, this shit about to go.
So Mace was the first. Mace was the first one on that track.
Yes, and he said this shit about to go. Mace hopped on it, and he said, Puff was like, I told you. And the shit came out. He said it went up, and I said, damn, so you had to give up all your pub for the joint? He said, yeah. He said, but then he stopped, and he was like, I mean, but it really ain't matter because Kool and the Gang took all this shit anyway. That nigga ain't make nothing off that shit. And I was like, oh, shit. So he kind of won off of it, but he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And he was quick to admit, like, yo, I was wrong. Like, I ain't see it. I didn't want to do it. It was one of Mace's Bad Boy's biggest records.
Yeah.
Just the videos even at that time was crazy.
You couldn't bet against Puff in fucking 97, 90. You couldn't bet.
You know what's
against
funny? I remember hearing More Money, More Problems before it came out on a Clue mixtape. And I listened to it and it was like, I was thinking to myself, this shit is whack. This shit is not going to blow up. Yeah. Because I knew the sample and it was just corny. It wasn't hip hop at the time.
It was like obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as I saw the video, I was like, yeah, this shit out of here.
Yeah.
Once I saw that video and I saw the video for More Money, More Problems, and I was like, damn, what they gonna do without Biggie? You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Then I saw that video and fuck, I was like, yeah, this shit.
Yeah, this is gonna hit.
With the Tiger Woods and all that shit.
Yeah.
Puffy Woods and the fucking like, yeah.
The Hype Williams fucking.
Yeah, you can't. We got to give props to Hype Williams though, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
God damn. Even in that Kanye documentary, he was like, Jesus Walks. He's like, I need Hype Williams on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the bar, bro. He was the bar. Like, if you didn't have a Hype Williams video then you ain't have a video.
Yeah.
And even with Ye, he was trying to get one later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it still mattered. You know what I'm saying? Because you was automatically going to hear it on TV. You was automatically going to have some crazy ass shit. I think I was looking at like Just the Rain and Busta shit the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, these were groundbreaking ass videos.
You know what you needed back in the days? You needed Hype Williams directing, Fatima doing the choreography.
Yep.
And June and Brose doing
the style,
the fashion, the clothing.
you couldn't lose. That'll
those
be
three right there.
all of your budget.
Yep.
But you wasn't gonna lose.
And now it's so different.
It's definitely different. Yeah.
The visuals just don't seem to matter, right? Like
Some of them changed.
Because there's no point of shooting a fucking $500,000 video. What you gonna do with it? Put it on YouTube?
But you know who kind of started changing shit was Cardi B.
yeah.
Because she started doing these like Hype William, Busta Rhymes, woo-ha videos, but like a female version of that shit.
Right.
And it was like, I was like, wow, this is like some Hype Williams, Busta Rhymes shit that they used to do with woo-ha and all that shit. Except it's like this new updated female version. Like
I knew when motherfuckers had to start paying for their own videos that the quality was gonna go down.
The green screen.
Because like, I don't have a budget. I'm not signed to X, whatever records. Oh, but I still got a hot song. Like, oh yeah, you gonna go find Jamal from fucking the goddamn college and hope that you get something good.
I knew that when a bunch of the videos just became green screens.
Yeah.
That shit was the crazy.
I'll tell you who was a green screen king though, when it was still hot. 50.
Oh, okay.
50. When I look at Hate It or Love It, that was the green screen pinnacle.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers was nowhere. They were in a room.
PIMP too, right? Was
Yes.
PIMP green screen? Yeah.
Listen.
Think so, yeah.
Listen, bro.
Some of
Hate
the
It or
shit-
Love It, they was everywhere and nowhere at
was
the
like an
same
airport in the
time.
back.
Yeah.
It's like
Everywhere, nowhere.
Next to you in a plane and fucking and game on the roof calling the pigeons and shit. The pigeons ain't real. I was like, Jesus Christ.
how do you feel? We have this conversation for a while, but I feel like hip hop it's like, so you remember the 2010s in nightclubs when EDM took over?
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I was here.
Yeah.
I was telling Jamie I was here every fucking month. I was in Vegas every month with Jeff. And shit was insane at the Palms every month.
At Rain.
At Rain.
Mm-hmm. Every month I was here.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the same change is happening right now, where EDM has started to come back. And then you kind of see the music with hip hop, and it's like we're kind of playing the same songs, and there's no new ones that are crossing over. But then it's like, and I'm seeing the clubs are like kind of like, let's just go the EDM way. Let's just go this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's getting
More dance oriented.
more
than
dance
hip-hop.
oriented. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, like y'all, y'all situation is special because y'all have played in a lot of different places, but y'all also call Vegas home. So sometimes I can be in places where I'm like, it's the same old songs. Like I know what's gonna work here. I know what ain't gonna work here. Either on the West Coast or sometimes on the East Coast, especially on the East Coast. You know what I mean? But I don't hear no EDM shit nowhere else but here in LA. But then again, those are spots I don't really go to. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to the nights that are like curated as like a vibe. Like, yo, we gonna play some shit you're gonna dance to. You might hear some Mary J. Blige, might hear some Usher, whatever. And what I've found successful as a DJ has just been telling motherfuckers what I'm gonna play. Like, this is what you're gonna hear. If you come here, this is what you're gonna hear. It's the 90s Girl Brunch. All I'm playing is female groups from the 90s. Total, Toni Braxton, Mary J. Blige, Faith. If you don't want to hear this shit, don't come. and it should be packed. So it's like sometimes just telling people, because the last thing I want to do is go somewhere and think one thing and then get there, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. I didn't come here for this. Like, even when Jamie hit me like, yo, pull up, I said, well, yo, what you playing?
And then
He's like, yo, it's gonna be like some, like, yo, it's gonna survive some 2000s. Like, yo, I'm gonna be all over the place. You gonna fuck with it? I was like, all right, cool. Now when I go, it almost comes with a recommendation. Like, I need you to know, like, no, Skillz, this is your type of vibe. Come fuck with us.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, cool. Because I can't listen to that shit all night.
Like when you were telling him, yo, we're gonna step out, you kind of had to sell him the place. Because he was like, I don't want to be in Vegas.
Well, it's on the record, right? Here in Vegas.
Right.
But on the record is like the one of the few spots on the strip here in Las Vegas where you feel like you're downtown Las Vegas.
Right.
It's like, it's a different thing.
Gotcha.
Like literally every DJ that like does a good music party, they want to like DJ it on the record.
Right. I've seen a lot of the homies there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
like,
Jazzy Jeff was there.
Right, yeah, that's the only place that if you want to play what you want to play and people are gonna appreciate it, like
Yeah.
hip hop, R&B, whatever, from whatever, come to this spot. I've seen a lot of homies there.
We're gonna have fun there. You actually kill it if you spun there.
I think so.
I think he'll kill the bus. Like,
Yeah,
you
you would kill
I
it.
gotta talk to Eddie Mack about that
so
shit.
there's these 3 rooms, right? And there's one room that's the vinyl room. It's small. It's maybe like what, 50, not even 50 person
smaller than-
capacity.
It's small, yeah.
It's like maybe 30 to 50 people.
Maybe like, yeah, that's a good.
And then there's the main room where you kind of got to play, you know, anthems, sing along
Top
shit,
40s,
you know.
pops. Yeah.
And then there's the outdoor patio, and you DJ inside this old London bus.
Ah, that's dope.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's
and,
the
then-
DJ
yeah.
booth.
and you could, like, if I want to see you in the DJ booth, I got to go through the double doors.
You gotta get on the bus.
That's
Get
hard.
on the
double
bus.
decker.
That's
yeah.
hard.
See,
So
girl-
when
see,
you're
look,
in one room,
here-
can you go to the other one?
Skillz girls like, ooh.
Double decker bus.
You're gonna have to do a photo shoot with her in the bus and, you know, do a
So
boomerang
question,
with the
when
doors
you go, like, are you able to go to the different rooms?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's-
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
dope.
You
So
can just walk
freely
over,
roam
walk
around.
from one room to the next room.
That's dope.
So in the bus, they're like, they tell the DJs, play whatever you want. And something you'll just hear classics.
Yeah.
You'll hear classics all night. You'll hear 80s. You'll hear like throwback hip
before
hop.
2005.
Disco.
So if you're out there, like you could literally do whatever you want, Skillz, and then you'll be amazing on the mic and you rap some of the songs.
Dope,
you know,
let's do
yeah.
it.
I feel like you would kill. I think Eddie would be down.
Yeah, I would definitely.
That's the one I
pitch it
told
to
you.
him.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you about. Like,
Yeah.
you can play
Oh, okay.
anything 2005 and behind like
Let's
that.
do it.
There's-
I'm
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I think
Yeah, if you do
have
a
a
90s
ball.
girl brunch would be crazy.
That would be
Oh,
dope.
definitely. man.
Ooh, yeah, perfect branding. Spread the brand out.
Hey man, that's what
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, and then they got the karaoke room as well.
Oh yeah, we was telling you about that earlier
Okay,
too.
yeah.
The
I'm
separate
down.
private karaoke rooms is pretty ill.
But you're absolutely right about like kind of like letting the crowd know of what the rooms
they're
are.
gonna hear, yeah.
I've noticed that now more than ever, every room I go into is like extremely specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like open format broad no more. It's very much like, nah, only play hip hop, a little Latin, and
Right.
like maybe do one set of EDM.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, or only do EDM and a smidge of hip hop. But back in the day, it was good. It was like, oh, I'm busy. But now I feel like a complete whore. And I'm just like, you know, because
You're only there for the check.
I'm just
like,
getting,
yo-
I'm getting used.
yeah, because I'm just like, you know, like I'm not having the most fun.
Right.
But obviously rocking a room and everyone vibing out is fun. But it's like I have to like.
That's why I feel like a lot of parties now with themes are just really successful because you show up to like R&B and ribs, right? You show up to that and you know you're gonna get R&B and it's a rib, it's all this whole shit bang.
You know what you get
and
yourself
ribs.
into, expecting it.
Yeah, it's like
I would
because
say barbecue, but I thought ribs.
because I don't have to question if you're here. I know you came because you already know what you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you what I know you love, and then I'm gonna hit you with a couple of oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh, like, and you get that vibe. So it's almost like if they're there. If you're there, I already know why you came. So I'm gonna just give you what you came.
And I think that's why some of these Twitch nights that these DJs were doing were so successful because it was like 90s on a Wednesday, 80s on a Tuesday, whatever. And it was just so successful off of that. So I think, yeah, I do agree. It's better to just say what the fuck you're gonna play.
Yeah.
The thing I want to do is like if I go out and I'm in a different city, I want to absorb the culture of that city.
Right.
So
right.
like if I'm in a different city, I don't want to go there and be like, this club is trying to be Vegas.
Right.
You know, and I think that was the problem with the early 2010s is that
A
for
lot
some
of cities
reason,
like that.
every city was like, we're going to have a Vegas club.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to play like Vegas.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the people spoke in the late 2010s and they started making these specific rooms.
Yeah.
So I would go to certain parties and I'd be like, why did y'all fly me out here?
Right.
Because your local DJ knows what's going on.
Right.
And he might hear me and he might be like, oh, I didn't know that song hits or this song
I'm gonna
hits.
throw that into my shit, right?
And all he's gonna do is just take whatever I did,
right.
Yeah.
Mix it in his batch of whatever he does.
Right.
And then now he's way better than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the more guest spots these motherfuckers get, they'll get like, 4 Color Zach, they'll get 5, they'll get all these other dudes. And that local DJ is just putting more heat in his joint. And now he's like this superpower DJ because
Voltron.
because he's in tune with what his city wants, but then he's kind of taking the best of every other city and every other DJ.
But that
Don't you
knows
think
his
it kind of worked in our favor, right? Because everybody wanted a Vegas DJ too.
Yeah. But now when you go out, it's like I'm going to every city. I'm kind of like, this dude is tapped into the local scene.
Yeah.
And I might do some mic work and I might have these joints, but I'm still kind of figuring it out.
Right. Right.
Like I'm still trying to like read the room. And then this dude gets on, it's effortless. He already knows what the fuck's popping,
Yeah, he's keyed into where he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you been DJing more or like going out with after the pandemic? And
I mean, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm super selective.
That's good.
Of what I do, like the brunch has been. I did a couple of those like in person, like live. I had them documented, so I'm working on a documentary about them. So, I mean, we do an event,
a documentary about the 90s,
Girl
brunch.
Brunch and how it came together.
Yeah, because it started on Twitch or what?
Nah, it started on Instagram.
It started on Instagram
yeah.
Live.
It started on
Live.
Instagram, like,
But it started during the pandemic, right?
yeah. A week before.
So you were doing the IG lives.
Yes, I was doing the IG lives, and then it turned into a whole thing, bro. Like it turned into a family. Like I've never seen no shit like that. Like it literally, I had people from all over the world just coming, and the crazy part about it was we would come, and of course we it's all virtual, so we all acting like we're at this real place, and we're really not. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the mimosas of today, and you know what I'm saying, the what's on the buffet, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm just setting the scene through the mic work, just setting the scene, and I just constantly did it every weekend for like damn near 2 years. So once it happened and we started to be able to go back outside, I just told him like, yo, we gon', because people kept saying like, yo, I just can't wait till one day we could do this in person, man. It should be so dope. These people have never met each other, and they were supporting each other like I've never seen. Like, oh, your daughter sells popcorn, we gonna go buy all her popcorn for her thing. Oh, you do a yoga class, we all gonna take your class online. The way they were supporting each other outside of what we were doing was crazy. Like, and then we actually met like in person, like top secret. I was like, y'all don't gotta pay for nothing, just come. Just be here at this time, at this date, and we all gonna meet in person. I had camera crews there, filmed the whole thing. And it, like, I'm talking people crying, like, it was almost like a family reunion with people that you've known for 2 years that you never had a chance to meet. People had name badges on so you would know who they were from their ad online. Wow. Shit was crazy, bro.
Where'd you do that shit?
I did it in VA. I did one in VA and then I did one in LA. So, because it was some West Coast people weren't able to make the first one. So, what was crazy was when D-Nice did the quarantine, the live quarantine, I did my shit the same day, earlier that day. So, because knowing that people were going to go to his shit, so when he announced his shit, I was like, okay, well, cool. 12 to 3, we going to do this shit here. Like, and people flew from all over the country, bro. It was crazy. So I'm trying to finish the documentary, but and you'll be able to get to see the story of it. But it's a beautiful thing, man.
It's crazy how like when the pandemic happened, all these DJs created their own community, right? You basically created a digital community, and it was like everyone was like so like what do you call it? Everyone was just so isolated, right?
Right.
So like this was their only outlet for any type of community, and we as humans, we need community,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
As humans in general. So then, like, I can imagine everyone's just tapped into this, and they're going to you for community. And it was this different idea in the pandemic. We're going to DJs to create a community and music, and it kind of shows what the arts and music can do,
Right.
Even digitally, right? It's crazy.
It's like I knew what they liked. I played what they liked. I made them feel special. It was never about the celebrities that were in the room. No disrespect to anybody else that did that, but it was about them. I remember one time, this was when I was still on IG, I had just learned how to use Twitch and go to IG Live, right? So I had half of the phone, if you're looking at your phone, the top half was me, DJing. I used to leave the bottom open so people could read the comments, but it was all black, like it would be on a regular live. So one day I'm playing, and I'm just telling them, like, yo, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all pulling up every day. And I just started playing. I went to their Instagrams and took all of their pictures and put them on a slideshow. And just started playing the slideshow while I was playing. I think it was You Know That I Love You by like Donnell Jones.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers was losing because no DJ had ever done that. So it's like I'm listening to him. He took the time out to go to my Instagram, take one of my pictures, and play all of our pictures during his set. Like, crazy, bro. Like, that was one of the moments people were like, oh my God, I'm in tears. Like, they were showing other people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just turned into a whole thing, man. It's a super dope community, man, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
It's funny though when a lot of DJs, when they start their party, like DJ Momo and Everyday People, he has his party. He doesn't highlight himself.
Right.
He doesn't highlight any of the hosts or the promoters. It's always focused, and I always talk to him about it. It's always focused on the crowd.
Yep.
And he's like, as long as you focus on the crowd, it'll be timeless. You know, he's like, because I get old.
Right.
And if I'm the face of this shit, it's gonna look like an old ass party.
Right.
You know, like after a certain time, you know, like you start getting gray, and then like this motherfucker gain weight. You know, he ain't the same motherfucker like he was before. But if it's the crowd and if it's the party, it just stays forever. Because younger people start coming. They get older, younger people start coming. And it becomes either way, it's word of mouth or it's digitally marketed.
Right.
There's no identity except for the crowd.
Right.
So if you focus on the crowd for your party and you become selfless in that way, I feel like it
I concentrate on moments.
Yeah.
Like, I concentrate on helping you to remember a moment. Because if I say a date to you, if I say, yo, like, Crooked, like, what were you doing November 3rd, fucking 2003? You probably don't remember. If I say, yo, where were you the first time you heard the Benjamins? You go, yo, bro, I was in my homie's car, man. Like, he picked me up in the little burgundy Civic. Like, the music makes you remember the moment.
Definitely.
So if you attach the music to a moment, I know that if I got these girls at this party and they just dancing, what's going to separate me from the other DJ or the other DJ that went or the other DJ that's going? If I can make them remember a moment about that music. When I play Salt and Pepper and I go, yo, that's your roommate? That's your roommate? What school y'all went to? Oh, if you went to an HBCU, where was you at when you first heard the butt? And I played the butt. They going to always remember me for making them remember that moment. So through the mic work and the songs, I'm thinking about the moments. Like, bro, I go through my crates and I look at songs, I'm like, okay, who will remember that song for a moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different for me, man. I'm super, like, critical about those moments because if I can make you remember a moment, you're going to always stay with me.
It's like a time travel shit.
Yeah.
I have a question. With music and lyrics and everything, are you like an encyclopedia with shit?
I mean, I wouldn't think so, but I wouldn't think
She's
so.
looking at her phone and nodding. Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
It was like the long stride nod.
It's just for me. Like I said, the music helps me to remember the moments, so I can always attach it if it's a musical moment.
So we were talking like Jay-Z was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Questlove, put together this montage of celebrities rapping Jay-Z lyrics, and somehow the lyrics matched the celebrity, but it also matched the next set of lyrics that were told by another celebrity.
Right.
And it was from all different songs, but it all kind of rhymed together at the same time. And I remember watching it at the time, and I was talking to these. I was like, I know Questlove didn't put this shit together. No disrespect to Questlove, but then I found out you were the mastermind behind that shit, right?
Right.
Yeah, and you put it all together. How long did that take you? Yeah,
9 days.
9 days. That's it. That's all you.
I thought it took
right?
longer, man.
That's all you
9
had.
days.
Damn.
Did you have the list of celebrities, or it was just coming in throughout the 9
Well,
days?
we had a wish list of celebrities.
You get the call. Who calls you?
Questlove calls me.
Yeah.
And this is what he says.
This is a big deal, though, right?
He says, yeah.
Huge.
This is a big deal.
And that's my homie. We talk all the time. Like, so when he calls me, I'm like, oh shit, it's Amir. Like, he's like, I answer the phone. He goes, yo, what's up? And I was like, what's up? He's like, when did you stop listening to Jay-Z? I was like, what? He's like, when did you stop listening to Hove? I said, Amir, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? Yeah. He was like, no, I remember you and Tariq having a conversation, and you said that you used to be able to hear a Jay-Z song once, and you could go to the barbershop. You could hear Jay-Z song on Monday, and go to the barbershop on Friday and quote the whole shit verbatim. And I was like, oh yeah, like, because Jay has so many fucking quotables. You talking about 90s. He said, okay, when did that stop for you? And I was like, I said, probably like, I don't know, maybe somewhere around American Gangster, maybe Magna Carta. Like, he was like, okay, great. This is what I need. And I'm like, okay, what do you need? He's like, I need every hot Jay-Z line, from Jay-Z the Hustler to Jay-Z the fucking billionaire, Shaman. I was like, what? He was like, because I'm about to pitch this shit to Beyonce, and I want to know if you're in. And I'm like, what? He said, you know what you did to Stretch and Bobbito? I said, yeah. He said, I need that with all Jay-Z shit for Beyonce. I said, oh, okay, got it. He said, are you in? I said, fuck yeah, man.
Wait, what did you do for Stretch and Bobbito?
So it was basically the Stretch and Bobbito freestyle from fucking that got me in the game with Q-Tip.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I need that with Jay-Z lyrics. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, bet. He was like, I'm gonna go pitch this shit to Beyonce to see if she's down. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, she won't be down for this. So cool. Put the phone back down. Go back to watching the game, doing whatever.
So Questlove was the visionary,
right? Because he's like, Jay's getting inducted, and Jay don't even want to come, and they're like, yo, you have to go. And Jay's like, I don't have to do shit.
Well, what was Jay's take?
What, when he saw it?
No, like, I don't want to come because this ain't.
He was like, it's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, right. I'm not tripping. Like, it's me and LL. LL's gonna perform. I'm not performing. Jay was not performing.
But you think that's also him with his whole Grammy shit? Like, they're not really a part of the culture.
I'm not sure, but I knew. Okay, there's certain artists that just aren't coverable. You can't have somebody come and cover their shit and it comes off cool. Nobody was gonna be able to go up there and do Jay-Z songs, and we were gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
So Amir came up with the idea of, I want Beyonce to spit all of Jay-Z's lyrics. And Beyonce was like, I'm in, but I don't want to do it by myself. So that's how he calls me back. He goes, Beyonce's in. And I'm like,
that quick.
Fuck.
It's all the same day?
Same day. 2 hours later. And I'm like, fuck. And he's like, she don't want to do it by herself though. So he's like, I gotta get people to do this. And Jay can't know about it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, I said, when you need this shit? He was like, he told me today. I said, nigga, that's 9 days away. And he was like, you got it. And I'm like, so of course I'm a Jay-Z fan. You know what I mean? So when I started writing down this shit, because I still write shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote it on paper. So I wrote this shit down. I started writing. You know, of course, first, all of the lines that come to your head off the rip. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I will not lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about to go down. The classic ones, right?
You get like the big ones out of the way.
Right.
The major joints.
Right. And then when he hit me and said, we got this person, this person, this person, what's the line for them? So now I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a double entendre. It's gonna be a triple entendre.
Don't even ask me how.
If I get this person to say this, right?
Because it matches their history, their character, whatever, like their whole thing.
Oprah was supposed to say, I'm still spending money from 88. Michael Jordan was supposed to say, Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm like, once we started, because I didn't think he could get these motherfuckers. So he's texting me like, yo, LeBron's in. I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, cool, LeBron did it. Okay, boom. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Beyonce's in. And it was Beyonce's idea to have Blue do the last line. Mm-hmm. So it was my idea to have Blue do the last line where Jay would think that she was gonna curse, but she wasn't. So it's like if you're at a place and you're at a fucking, you know what I'm saying, a whole arena, and you see your child come up on the screen and she starts saying a line that you know got curse words in it. You cringe because you like, I know my baby's not about to curse. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why she laughed at the end, because that was an inside joke between her and her mom and her dad.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it was my idea to go ghostwriter. You know what I'm saying? For the right price, we could make your shit tight. That was the original line, but I changed it. So when you go through the lines, Dave Chappelle was supposed to say, they say words are a weapon. Because he had just came off of that, you know what I'm saying, that controversy.
Yeah.
Obama was supposed to say, I will not lose. But, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't, he once they saw who was in it, they were like, are any curse words in it? And it was like, yeah. And they was like, okay, is it still presidential? Da-da-da-da. It was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he was like, they was like, yeah, he's going to have to do one separate. Like, he can't, if it's curse words in it, he can't be involved. So we was like, all right, cool. So Rihanna's saying, I'm a business man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a point in her time where motherfuckers like, please drop an album. And she like, for what? Right. I'm cool. So once we got Letterman to do I Keep One Eye Open like CBS, I was like, oh, this shit is about to be epic. Because Letterman was like, I don't get it. And we're like, you won't get it. And he says, Letterman goes, he says, I'm feeling like the uncoolest guy in this whole thing. And I'm like, if you say this, you will be the coolest guy in this whole thing. So it was like when he popped up and he said, so I keep one eye open like CBS, like everybody was like, oh shit, like this is crazy, because now it's making you pay attention to who's saying what.
Right.
Like we had a wish list and we didn't get all of them, but if we had, motherfuckers would still be talking about this shit today.
I mean, it was
so I have a question. So you was able to interact with the celebrities to let them know how to
over
spin
Zoom. Like over Zoom calls. Me and Amir like tag team and I remember like I got this person today. I got, you know what I'm saying, Idris Elba today. I'm like, all right, cool. What's the Zoom link? You know what I'm saying? So, because I want certain people, you don't have to coach them on how to say a Jay-Z line. Yeah. Certain other people, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to coach him. Like we had to coach David Letterman. Yeah. But once he got it though, it was crazy.
Did you have a set BPM that you wanted them to follow?
Because it was spoken word, so it was like it was no. Because if we tried to get them to do that shit to a beat, it would have been a.
Well, no, I mean like just like a boom, like I guess so. It'd just be like some freestyle shit, like some street battle shit, right?
And it dawned on me that when I asked him, I was like, "Well, what the fuck made you call me for this shit?" And he was like, "Well, who the fuck else was I gonna call?" And I was like, oh shit, like damn, I'm not making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it dawned on me, because one of my homies said it to me. He said, imagine doing something in 1993 so well that motherfuckers will call you in 2021 to do it again.
That's crazy.
He was like, you can't call Jordan and say, yo, I need you to jump from the foul line tomorrow. Like, it's not gonna happen. He did it so well back then that if he can't do that now. He said, you still have the gift of doing that now that you had then. And I had to put it in perspective. I was like, damn, that's true. Like, that's wow. And he was like, he said, who else was I to call? And I was like,
it was so thoughtful. You know what I mean? Like the intention behind every line and the way it was done. It was really, really great. It was such a great moment. Does Jay know that you helped with that shit?
Yeah, he went right after it happened, because they did the holiday. They taped it Halloween. It went to Cleveland. You know how motherfuckers took the jet, went to Cleveland, hung out for a while, got the award, did the speech, got on the plane. Because he had court Monday for, he was going back to New York for a court case. Somebody was suing him about a Rockefeller cologne or some shit. He actually had to go to court.
He won that too.
Right, he won it. So he had to go to court. So he goes, when it's done, he sees Amir backstage and he goes, yo, who the fuck, like how? And Amir's like, yeah, motherfucker, like I got you. Because Jay was floored, bro. He was floored. Like when he tweeted to everybody in that video package, thank you, I'm probably going to cry in the car. Like he tweeted that. And Jay tweet 4 times a year, 5 maybe. So he tweeted that. I saw the tweet knowing that I had something to do with it. I was like, wow, it touched him. You know what I'm saying? He goes backstage, he sees Amir, and Amir's like, yeah, he's like, yo, who the fuck, like how? He's like, yeah, he's like, cause I know motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we love you, dog, you know what I'm saying? He said, listen, who put that shit together? Like, who wrote it?
Yeah.
And Amir says, Skillz. And he says, Mad Skillz? And he said, yeah. He said, man, what's that motherfucker's number? So he gives Jay my number. And he texts me, I'm asleep, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. He hits me and says, yo, Jay about to text you. I put that on the actual, when I did a recap of the video, I put on my Instagram, he said, Jay about to text you. I didn't get it. So I wake up the next morning and I got a page from like a number I don't know, from a text from a number I don't know. And it says, he said what he said, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep that between me and him. But it was so dope because he called it brilliant. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, bro, like that was brilliant. Like, and I'm just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't fucking wake up to text messages from Hov.
You woke up to a good morning message by Hov, bro.
Like, I might frame that shit. That and the tweet. You know what I'm saying? Because I never text. I locked the number in, but I never hit him. I said what I said as far as the thank you message. I never hit him back. Like, but, I mean, I've talked to Jay before, but I ain't talked to billionaire Jay in a fucking while.
Right.
So it's different. You know what I'm saying? But
did it say on top, it's Hov?
No, he did say it's Hov. He did say, and he said, yo, it's
like,
Hov.
hey, yo, this is Sean Carter, parentheses, Hov.
And he, like, for me, like, I went through a quick, like, spell of maybe, like, about 2 weeks where I was just like, damn, like, I wrote for Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy in one verse. All Jay-Z lyrics, but compiled and adapted by me. And not only did I do it, he called me and thanked me for it. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, you like fucking Jay-Z ghostwriter for like one night. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. Like, I gotta be the greatest ghostwriter. I have to be. Like, I gotta be. And for a minute, I don't get on my soapbox. But for about 2 weeks, I was in Virginia, and I was really, everywhere I went, I was like I'm that nigga.
Hey, yeah, that deserves a round of applause.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's cemented in history.
Yeah.
It's never going anywhere.
It was a beautiful thing, but I think it was touching for him more because I think sometimes after, like, I don't know, his career is like 30 plus years, right?
Yeah.
And in the end of it all, he's a writer, right? And then to see the impact of his words, and it was just literally his words.
Right.
No video, no beat.
No beat.
No nothing. And it was just the impact. And the impact was, damn, I've touched these people, and these people are saying what I said. And not only that, what I'm saying applies to these people.
Right.
Because of what you did,
right.
And that thoughtfulness. So it's almost like you're looking at your whole legacy, and like, this is 30 years of just words that I wrote, not even on paper, in my head.
Right, right.
And I think when he saw it, it's just like a ton. It's like 30 years, just
right.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, and I knew as soon as he saw like the first entendre, he would understand what else was happening. underneath what's unfolding.
And only you could understand because
You know
you're
what
a
I'm saying?
writer.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's watching his mom say, nobody wins when the family feuds. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we had a wish list of certain people. Like Will Smith was supposed to say, no more Big Willie, my game is grown, prefer you call me William. Like we had it lined up, bro. Like Jordan.
Fucking love you, Skillz.
You know what I'm saying? Like
up, man. Yo,
when you
Michael
told
Jordan,
me,
bro.
because Amir's like, no, like he's hitting like, yo, we got half of fucking Black Hollywood. Like Samuel Jackson drove 90 minutes to go do 2 lines and then drove back to a set where he was shooting. Like that's how important Jay is to the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
1,000.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody, once people started to find out what was happening, everybody wanted to be involved. And I'm just looking at my phone like, fuck, goddamn comment. Oh shit, Kerry Washington. Oh shit, Obama.
And you gotta think
shit.
Jay-Z, he probably is the type of person that doesn't get a chance to reflect often.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like hit me. Like hit me. And was like and everybody from the team is hitting me. Guru, like Lenny S. All I'm like, yo, bro, he was taken aback by
Could
it.
imagine, man.
And just him where he is now, this billionaire businessman, doing all the family man, doing all this shit.
Yeah.
For him to look back and just be like, wow, it all started with just words.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
And then to
me
have
rhyming,
his
you know?
daughter recite one of his
Right.
lyrics at the end, that would have like fucking floored me right there.
Yeah,
Bro,
you
you
would have
get-
been crying, right?
you
I
get-
would have, yeah, man. My
when they
baby
put
girl.
the camera on him when Blue said her last line, and he was like his mouth was open. You know what I'm saying? Because Amir is sitting there. Amir has his phone. Amir's taping Jay. We seen this already. We know what this is. Amir's taping Jay and sent it to me, and I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy. And then when it came on TV. And then I remember posting how I made it, because I was like, you know, it's like, oh, if it didn't happen on the internet, where I was like, oh no, this gonna be the one I'm telling everybody about this.
Right.
You gonna know who wrote this shit. And I posted it, and everybody was like, wow, like you really did that shit in 9 days. And I'm like, yeah, like.
Do you have like scratch? Was it on paper? When you?
Yeah, I have it all written down. I bought books. I had already had Decoded. I think I bought a book, Made in America, that Eric Michael Dyson had wrote on him. And just a couple, it was a Jay-Z wormhole, YouTube songs, but I knew all the songs. But I'm pulling out B-sides. I'm pulling out original flavor, fucking Can I Get Open, and fucking the remix of Can't Knock the Hustle, shit that people just don't really listen to a lot. So I'm like, from the beginning to fucking Das Effects Jay-Z, to Iggity Iggity, all the way to
The Das
the
Effects
fucking
Jay-Z.
billionaire Jay.
The tongue twisted Jay.
Yeah, the Fushnikins Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like Clark Kent was in it.
When he was doing the money counter.
Yeah.
Double time.
Dough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really evolved. And, you know, when I look at careers, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want Ho's career? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a inspiring career.
What's your favorite Jay line of all time?
Oh, man, it's a couple.
Top 3.
His Keep One Eye Open Like CBS.
That's a classic.
He said, when he said something about it was something about a guy he was hustling with, and the guy died. And he said, yeah, I went to his funeral. He said, I go to your funeral feeling sarcastic, look in the casket, look at him, still sleeping. And I was like, whew, that's a cold ass line. Like that one, and it's one line on All I Need when he says something about he says keep playing, you gonna find me in your lobby blunting, and I don't even smoke, ain't no joke. And he says something about he said when I blast the pump, I leave you in a hospital looking at MASH for months.
Yeah.
He said, and then I dumps dough on the DA steps and flee scot-free and PP on the steps. Like, what I told people when Jay had that quick little nuance of they was talking about verses real quick, and I was like, what y'all don't understand is this man, like a mad Jay-Z, when Jay-Z is pissed, that's when he's at his best.
Yeah.
Cause it's like when people have the audacity, it was a couple times motherfuckers had the audacity, Cam had the audacity, Jim Jones had the audacity one time. Mace had the audacity. So when he jumps out, like, yo, y'all really think y'all fucking with me? Like, y'all really believe that shit? And I remember on the S. Carter mixtape, he had a whole mixtape and he was pissed. I think this is when Jim Jones balling was at his height. And he rapped over ball. And he was like, it's over for that ball. And remember he dropped the freestyle over.
Yeah.
Bro, that fucking mixtape with him rapping over Flavor in your ear, he said, y'all keep thinking that y'all don't hear, I'm gonna put this little red laser in your ear. Like, it's like the way he talk when he get mad, when he like, yo, niggas really think they fucking with me? So when he hopped out of that Versus shit, like, yo, bro, don't nobody want to see me on that Versus stage. And I was like, I said, yo, they don't. And I pulled up I played it on my gram. I pulled up the joint when he rapped over Pump It Up. Over the
Joe Budden.
The Joe Budden shit.
Give me that beat full time.
Listen, loaded.
We were actually playing that in the club. Like we were playing that, remember?
Yep.
Man, listen, a pissed off Jay-Z, ain't nobody fucking with him.
Wow.
Like he's a sub, like he's a level above a whole lot of rappers, and you don't really realize it until you have to. But and people, Wayne could go back and forth with him, Skillz, and I still stand to this day. I said the only person that ever walked on a hole on a record was him. You know what I'm saying? In Renegade, for me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but it ain't happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get you didn't wash Jay. Like he's a different animal, and he still has a hold on the culture that a lot of rappers don't have because of his career and because of what he's done.
Yo, do you want a water or anything?
No, I got one right here.
Okay. Yeah, I always say this though. Everyone always brings up Lil Wayne, and I said Lil Wayne didn't really, to me, start shining and really start spitting some shit till he started jacking a little bit of Jay-Z's flow.
Yeah.
Not only that,
It was the freestyle of show you how to do.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. That freestyle.
the drop 3.
That's when people started to notice Lil Wayne.
But you heard Jay-Z's flow on there, even his cadence, the way he talked, and it was not the Lil Wayne that we knew from like, you know.
And when people came with the argument of Lil Wayne like doing his best and you know and that run he had, I always bring up to my like when Wayne had that run, who was he chasing?
Jay.
He kept saying, I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. He kept saying, he told y'all himself because Jay was like, I'm out the game.
Yeah.
So Wayne started running.
He wanted that crown.
Like you were already chasing a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like special, man. Super special rapper.
That was good. Yo, I want to circle back. We just came from South by Southwest. And Jamie has this story, this life-changing story.
Oh my God, bro!
Oh shit!
You know,
it was. We were at Scratch Bastard's barbecue. Me and Cricket were doing interviews.
Bastard.
Like that. And then we were hanging out with Chris Villa.
by the way, only Scratch Bastard could be like could blow up and have a name like Scratch Bastard.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Only him.
You have to be that talented.
Yeah.
That great.
Right.
And he is.
To have corporate people be like, we want to
book DJ Scratch
Bastard. That's a level of talent when you can when you can have
and then make a thing called Bastard's
barbecue.
Crazy, bro.
And then puts it on hot sauces and everything.
Yeah.
We were at Scratch Bastard's barbecue, whatever, and then we were Chris Villa, and then in walks in the DJ world, who may be Jay-Z, which is Jazzy Jeff.
Right.
He walks in and everyone kind of stops, and then Chris
the energy in the room just
shifted.
Wow. Okay.
And then Chris Villa looks to me and he goes, "Dude, I've stayed in Jeff's house like 3 times
for the playlist
retreat, and I still get nervous to say what's up to him."
Wow.
I look at him and I tap him on the shoulder. Said, "How bad can it really be?" I get up and I go walk towards Jeff, and Jeff is looking forward this way, and I tap him on the shoulder. I said, "Yo, Jeff," and then he turns to me, and I said, "I'm Jamie," and he goes, "From the R.O.A.D podcast." Knees buckled, stomach to the fucking floor. Yeah. He goes, "You're a fan of you. A fan of what you guys do, whatever."
He didn't say he was a fan of you.
No, a fan of what you guys do. That's why look, I'm getting chills.
Crick is like, don't misconstrue the word.
Don't
Hold on,
get
hold on.
too gassed.
I'm
Don't
getting
too gassed up.
It's us. It wasn't you, bro.
No. Hold on.
Wait,
It's
Chill.
not effort.
But this is how the story changes when motherfuckers like you change a little word, and then 2 years,
Yes.
2 years from now, he's like, "I'm a fan of you, right?"
You.
and then
I'm nervous telling the story as it is. So anyway, he says, "Yo, love what y'all do," and then I said, "Yo, we got to get you on." He said, "Yo, I would love to." He said, "Yo, take my number down." I'm like, sure. So I took, he gave me his number, whatever.
Right.
I walked back with Chris and Cricket.
you should see his text that he sent to Jazzy Jeff too.
No, right? Yeah.
He was crazy.
Oh wow.
He said something like, "Good to meet you, brother." I'm like, yo,
No,
for
I
real?
said thank you for your time. I said thank you for your time because I was like, yo, that
Pull the
he's
phone
pulling
up.
it up.
Put the
So
phone-
anyway, so
He
hold
said
on.
He said something like, yeah. You said something like, "Let's definitely connect, brother."
No, I said thank you for your time,
Show it
brother.
right now.
Look what I said.
Jamie the Great, Road
Road
Podcast.
Podcast.
Text 1.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, brother.
Only I can pull this shit off. Anyway, so yo, after that moment, I'm nervous as shit. I'm like, wow, I just had that encounter. I walked back over and I told Chris V, I'm like, you were right. You were definitely right.
Right.
It's nerve wracking as fuck. And then
he brought me over,
and
and
then
I usually don't get
starstruck.
starstruck.
Right.
Like I'll meet like the motherfuckers will bring like actors and shit.
Right.
Actually, I was just like whatever, you know. But with him, I was just like, cool, let's meet. And there's something like when I made eye contact, I was like, oh shit, like
You're looking at like
because like
the best ever.
when he looked at me, I was like, my mind just went all the way back to
Our
fucking
conversation.
Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince.
Right.
Yeah.
Girls just, like all this shit, like parents just don't understand.
Right.
Girls in the world ain't nothing but trouble.
And 1 second, that shit hits you.
Yeah, it just hits you, and you're just like, I gotta watch what I say,
Right.
right?
crazy.
Because I'm talking to like hip hop history, DJ history, and I just kind of like just sucked his dick the whole time.
shout out to
we just saw him the night before.
Fucking put on a clinic.
Well, it was him, Scratch Bastard, Just Blaze brought Manny Fresh, and then he brought
T.I.
T.I. and
Gotcha.
T.I.'s son performed. It was
Yeah,
T.I.'s
Damani.
birthday.
Damani.
Imani, and he was and it was his birthday, his 21st birthday. But it was like I got emotional seeing Scratch Bastard and Jazzy Jeff perform, just because I was like, damn, the pandemic, and I was just like, oh man, and I don't know. I've been going out recently, and I've just been hearing regular DJs,
Right.
and then you kind of go to see Jeff, and you hear, and like I know some of his mixes and his routines,
Right.
but it just felt different hearing it again because you just appreciate it,
Right.
and he's just so clean,
Yes.
So fucking clean.
and it's
bro.
it's flawless, and it's
Yeah.
just like you hear it, and you're like,
yeah.
I just missed this so much,
Right.
And you just appreciate them a lot
Yeah.
more. And I told him that, and probably in the worst way possible, like because
You did say that, you did
he was
say
like, wrap it up, all right, cool, like give me the pound.
The music went on.
Yeah, you know what? I got the greatest Jazzy Jeff story that is so good. I'm waiting to tell it
In front
Oh,
of-
okay.
when he gets
Yeah.
on a podcast.
if he gets on the podcast.
Nah, he will, bro. He'll do it.
But
He'll do it.
you guys, I saw you on one of his streams on Twitch,
Yeah. No.
and it made me feel really good.
Right.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
because the last time, the last episode we recorded with you, it was this weird. There was like a disconnection, right? A disconnect,
Right.
and it was almost like these two organisms that were once together. It split and it just kind of veered away,
Right.
And it was good to see y'all kind of reconnect.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And y'all are good right now.
Yeah, no,
right?
we're definitely good. I went to the crib, and he had the idea to do the stream because I had a gig in Philly, and it was with Active, and I was like, yo, you gonna be at the crib? And he was like, yeah. And this was after, of course, the Drink Champs or whatever. And we had talked a couple of times. We talked when DMX passed. We talked when Prince Marky D passed. When, of course, Biz. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be at the house. Like, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, yo, you know what we should do? And I was like, what? He was like, yo, you should rock out on the stream. And I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, this is what we're gonna do. Like, and he planned the whole shit. He was like, introduce me, but you're not gonna be on screen. You know what I'm saying? But people will know the voice.
Yeah.
Introduce me like you always do, like back in the day, and then I'm gonna rock for an hour, and then I'm an MC for you, and you can rock. And I was like, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? So and we did it, and like the stream went up, and motherfucker was like, oh my God. Like and you know, of course, like he's just sitting there, you know what I'm saying, with the mic, and he's like, you know what I'm saying, Skillz, and I'm fucking trying to back up shit and trying to impress him and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like little brother, big brother type shit. And it was just good to be in that space. And I hung around for a while, like we just chopped it up and just talked and shit and talked music, talked life, talked family, you know what I'm saying? Like and but like I said, we hadn't seen each other since the Drink Championship, but we had definitely talked since then. Mm-hmm. And it was perfect. It was actually perfect. It was almost like no time had passed. And we talking about equipment, like I told you, he was like, "Oh man, wait to get the Rev 7," and you know, we just talking tech shit. And man, it was amazing, man. But to be able to DJ and say like, yeah, I had Jazzy Jeff was my MC.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
crazy.
To come from where we came from. I mean, because bro, it was like, you gotta understand that run we had, man. It was like Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I actually had to, I went on YouTube and I would look up like old Jazzy Jeff videos and shit like that, because I was trying to perfect my game while I was DJing, and I had to go study you. So I went to the YouTube and just see what point do you jump in, jump out, what would you say and shit like that. And to me, yeah, exactly, Shaq and Kobe.
yeah.
It's like you had to study those type of moments, and that shit was a legendary ass run.
Yeah, we did some things, man, that'll probably never be duplicated. And you know, I even went the other day, like not too long ago, I was looking at one of my old passports. And I made a post about it real quick, and I was like, fuck, I can't even believe I went to all these places, and I went to them in a decade. You know what I'm saying? It's like around the world twice in like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And none of that would have been possible without him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and he even commented on the post. He was like, yo, we touched a lot of ground. And I was like, yeah, man. And we still here, you know what I'm saying? And still able to, you know, be who we are and do what we love and take care of our families through it. So, yeah.
It's crazy. As I get older and I look back on like my life, I realize that there are phases, right? Or eras in my life where I'm a part of, and you and Jazzy Jeff is an era. But it's one of those things where sometimes when you're like, when you get older, you get a perspective, but at the time, you're kind of like, this is going to go on forever.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, rapping, I'm going to be a rapper forever.
Right.
And you're like, and then you switch to another phase or another era, and you're like, this is going to go on forever.
Right.
And then it doesn't. And then you get to a point where you're like, wow, like these are all eras that built me to be who I am right now.
Yeah.
And they all end.
Yeah.
Because I change, the person changes.
Right. You grow.
And you grow, and it evolves.
Shit happens.
And it seems like it's going down, but it's actually going up because you're becoming a better person, right?
You got those
You're learning
experiences
how,
now.
because it's like you lose something and then you learn how to rebuild again. And then you get to a certain point when you get older and you're not afraid of something ending.
Yeah.
And you know that when something ends, it's time to rebuild again.
Yes.
Right? So I kind of looked at that when I look at your trajectory and where you are now and what you're doing right now. But I remember in the interview at the time, you had so many questions, right?
Right.
And I was just thinking about friendships and just where we are, and you were kind of in a building phase.
Right.
I'm
still
going to
trying,
be a DJ. I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then there was like, but why did this end?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Right.
You know? And then to look back on it now, and I think the biggest thing that hurt me was that, like, I can't imagine working with like my boy, like Never is my boy. Like we basically like family, you know.
Right.
I've known this dude 20 plus years.
Right.
But I can't imagine not working with him, but worse, not talking to him.
Right.
And him not letting me know
What happened?
what happened.
Right.
And then having that hang over me, and it would hang over me daily, right?
Yeah. And it did.
And you know what I'm saying? And it fucks up your energy. It fucks up your confidence. It makes you question everything you do.
Every room you walk in, people are questioning.
Yeah.
Wondering
and
what happened.
you feel uncomfortable because you're like, this thing it's like haunting you.
Right.
Right?
And
it was-
I didn't see that Drink Champs moment coming. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way when we sat down and I think it was either Jamie or you. It was like is it anything you don't want to talk about, or like is everything cool? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you who I ghost wrote for, but other than that, cool.
That's the one shit I want to know,
right? So,
dude,
so
every time we talk, I always say, "Yeah, come on."
So when it happened, when you asked about it, I was just like, the mood in the whole room changed.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, damn, like, but Crooked, funny, being a good podcast host, he's like, yeah, nah, like you said this shit was cool, so what happened with that? And I was like, I didn't have an answer. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I remember fumbling a little bit, and I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't speak to him anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to the Drink Champs moment, I didn't know Nori was gonna ask either, and I'm fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm 14 shots in. I have 14 shots, and I can't drink. I'm a 2-drink minimum. I just had 2 drinks last night and fucking passed out.
I like how your energy. You got loud though.
Right. So when Nori goes, so you and Jazzy Jeff, right? And I said. He goes, Nori goes, is it beef? It's beef? You know, Nori. And I'm like, I said, nah, it's not beef. It's just, and he was like, man, nah. Then Nori's like, listen to the, he's like, yo, we gonna call that much. He's like, we gonna call Uncle Murder. I was like, first of all, you're not calling Uncle Murder. I'm not talking to that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not having that convo. Yeah. Yep. So I said, yo, I mean, I think I still might have the number. I knew I had the number, but I didn't think he was gonna answer. So that shit was in real time.
Yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm.
So when he answered, I'm like, oh fuck,
it's happening.
So Nori's like, hand me the phone.
Yeah.
He tells everybody, you know, y'all saw he calmed down. Everybody, he's like, it's a Jazzy Jeff. And he's like, Jeff's like, oh shit, I'm on fucking drink. I'm already in violation because I FaceTimed you. Not only did I FaceTime you, I FaceTime you, and now we on fucking drinks.
And you didn't even give him a warning.
I didn't text you like, yo, I'm up. They about to hit you, Nori gonna hit your line. Nothing, right?
You blew a spot up crazy.
I did.
Yeah.
Right?
On arguably the biggest hip hop podcast out right now.
So boom, he answers, and Nori goes, yo, we used to see y'all together, and we don't no more. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I mean, you know, Skillz wanted to DJ. And Nori goes, and you ain't like that. And I like what he said. He said, man, I ain't worried about no other man DJing. Like, as he should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when he got back on the phone, I got emotional because I'm like, Dan is my homie, man. Like, I miss you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just listen, I'm on Drink Champs. I'm fucked up. And I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going to happen after that. So that in that moment, that shit was true. And I finished Drink Champs like, fuck, I know that's the moment they going with. You know, I'm like, they going to post that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That one's going. And it was genuine. So when we talked after that, because I was like, okay, maybe he just, okay, I do feel like I just FaceTime motherfucker and put him on Drink Champs. Right. If I hit him up tomorrow and he don't answer, I can't even be mad because he's like, bro, fucking hit me up yesterday and had me live on Drink Champs. But he did. And we just started talking my life shit and just getting back to what we were as men and brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like I told y'all before, like that whole period in my life was so cloudy because I didn't know why, but I was going so fucking hard to make sure that when I got behind them turntables, the shit was legit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would have had that fire if it wasn't that. So I'm glad it happened when it happened because the shit made me a better fucking DJ. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when I'm at his crib in November and we playing, I'm literally trying to impress him. And I'm impressing him. He's like, oh shit, your left got quick, bro. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was such an organic moment, man, and it was nothing fake about it, man. I love that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's true to heart.
It's funny how life works, right? What was the time gap of you guys not communicating?
13 years.
Damn.
No.
No.
We toured for 13 years. We didn't talk for like 7.
That's
still a long time, man.
We didn't talk for like 6 or 7.
Damn it, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's funny, like, you know, like friends have disagreements, like, and it's like for me, always, I want to just confront the shit,
right?
Because I don't want to I don't like that shit following me,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that cloud over me, and it's like if I if I don't like this motherfucker, or if something happens with this motherfucker or this motherfucker, then I got like 5 clouds over me. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they know people I know, so whenever they talk, it's just like, I don't want that.
Spirit,
yeah. So like, I always want to just call them and be like, yo,
what's good?
What's good? But not only that, it's like, I have to really measure in my head, who's going to take the L, right?
Right.
And I'm like, let me take the L first. And I'll just take the L, and if they still hate me or they still don't want to do it, then I can't say I didn't try.
Right. Leave it where it was.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a business thing, like, fuck it. Is this friendship is it worth more than the business? Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, you know what it is? I'll take a business L.
Right.
And I'll just keep that friendship. Yeah. And we'll just take the L, you know, like, and 100% of the time it works, and then the business ends up working afterwards. Right. But if motherfuckers just hold on to shit, I mean, man, I can't imagine 7 years.
I can't wait for him to be on here. Like, it's probably it's gonna be, because y'all are such fans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for what he's done for the culture, and it's gonna be such a fucking rewarding episode, because he's so good at explaining what he meant and where he was and what he remembers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still all there. You know what I mean? So and with the personality of y'all, it's gonna be fucking legendary.
Oh, that's a high compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you need any help, to like nudge, hey, Skillz, we're here. You think you can hit him up? Like, he would do it in a heartbeat, bro. Because y'all are real DJs.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he'll do it in a heartbeat.
It's funny because we talked about the Kanye doc, and it was one of those things when we started the podcast. I didn't think we would have people like you, like just greats on our show,
right?
And even when we had like Sadat X, we had all these dudes.
Fat Man School.
Yeah. But there's certain DJs, and I don't know if it's because of the generation I'm from or the era I'm from. Like, I wouldn't even disrespect a legend and expect them to even want to do this show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I just don't come from that era.
Right.
Like, I always talk about Riz, like DJ Riz. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to ask him, because I think if he says no, I mean, I would expect it, but I was, in my head, I'd be like, we got a lot more work to do.
Right.
Because if you don't want to come on, and sometimes I don't want to face that reality of like, damn, we haven't reached that level yet.
Right.
So I wouldn't even go to Jeff and ask him. But at the same time, I lose out on the opportunities.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's that fear.
Bro,
But,
I still deal with it. I have a podcast, and I still hit motherfuckers up, and I don't hear back, and then I feel away. I'll be like, I be sitting there like, I wrote a fucking song for you, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's like I got a small team, shout out to the Hip Hop Confessions team, like, that helps me. So they're like, I'm like, yo, did you get so-and-so? They're like, no, but we got so-and-so. I'm like, all right, cool. We recording today, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel away.
Right.
Because I'm not asking more than twice for nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very fucking proud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I did something for you, I don't understand why I gotta ask you twice. Mm-hmm. Even if you can't, just say, yo, Skillz, I'm out of town. I can't. I'm with the fam. We on vacation. Say, okay, cool. I'll reach back out when you da-da-da. But I hate that shit, because I be feeling like a sucker. Like,
but it also makes you build something that isn't reliant on the guest.
right.
So for us, when we started this, I already knew. I did like I have homies that are in the DJ scene, but I knew, like, would most of them want to come on this show?
Right.
So I wouldn't even bother them. I was like, I needed to be good. And I told these dudes, I'm like, we have to be able to just record by ourselves.
And still have a show.
And have a show. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm not going to be relying on guests.
Yes, every week. Yeah.
So we literally recorded 8 episodes?
Oh, 10.
10. Yeah. We recorded 10 episodes just to be like, do we have something? Because I ain't going to embarrass myself. Right? And then when we launched, we had the 8. And if you listen to them now, they're probably super rough and shit. But,
The worst.
Even when I asked for my homies like MoMA or like Rockticon or Ross One, and they came on, that even touched me, because I'm like, they don't even know
this.
They don't even know what this is.
Right.
But they have that much love for me that they're gonna come on and they're gonna try to make it work no matter what.
That's dope.
But I mean, to this day, like, I never thought I would get out. Like Jazzy Jeff. Like, I think Z Trip kind of curved us a little bit, and I expected it. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, I got it. We're not there yet.
You will get Jeff. Watch.
Yeah,
it'll happen, and it's gonna be dope.
It would be.
I think it's gonna happen because of Jamie.
Yeah.
I had to
He's
go
a
down-
fan of you,
He's
bro.
a fan of you,
Fan of me. Fuck all, yeah.
brother.
Brother.
Yeah, I
Yo.
had a question for Skillz.
What's up?
You know, me and you text and we talk shit a lot, but
Yeah.
I think I asked you this when the verses was like at an all-time high during the pandemic. If you had to do a versus songwriter versus songwriter, who would be your even matchup that you would think?
It's a good question.
Damn, let me think.
Because we don't know his fucking catalog. Even like I always try to get it out of him, but he doesn't want to say
His
it.
Maybe
ghost, his
like
ghostwriting.
somebody who hasn't won or somebody who has gone.
Whoever you think is even match with you, has gone or hasn't gone. Because
Just songs.
songs you've written.
Probably like maybe Missy. I think that would be dope.
Missy.
You and Missy Elliott?
Just playing songs. Like, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Missy. Ain't nobody fucking with Missy in the verses because of the song she has and the song she's written.
No, but just for songwriting.
Just songwriting, it would Missy. That would be dope.
Wait, have you written R&B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop, R&B, hip hop.
Really?
But you don't understand how great this man is, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Crazy.
legendary.
Wait. So an R&B song comes to you. Is the melody there?
Most time the hook comes first. I write.
But
That's
is there
how I
a
write.
melody? There's
Yeah.
melody.
Always melody. Because melody is king.
So you hear a reference track and you hear someone going like maybe a scat thing like la da 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 da, and then you're fitting all the words in.
Because with me, when I write, the melody is first. So if a word comes in that sacrifices the melody, then I got to change that word.
Right.
Because because in my mind, I know this isn't real life, but in my mind, it's a 3-year-old child sitting in the backseat of her car that her mom listens to this song, right? When this child gets 8, 10 or whatever, this is in my mind. She goes to a record store, but she doesn't know the name of the song. So when she goes, I want to buy this song, I don't know the name of it. And the guy that owns the record store goes, how does it go? And she says it to him, the melody. He automatically goes, okay, that's da-da-da-da-da. He can go get it. I try to make songs that are that simple for a reason, because I want a 3-year-old to be able to know it without even knowing the word. So melody is king. So if the fucking, just give you an example. If the hook is I can't change that. It can't go that fucks it up. The first one was easy to remember. I don't like syllables. I like breaking shit down because melody is king. So if the word is too big, then we got to find another word.
Well, the syllables become rhythmic, right? They have to follow the melody. So like there was this movie with Drew Barrymore and Hugh Grant, right? I forgot it was about a writer and a musician.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
And it was
but I
this
know.
great line that I remember to this day. It said the melody is like a person, right? A melody is the looks, right? That's like, it's good looking, right? The melody is like anyone can say like, yo, I'm attracted to that. That was an attractive person. And he says like the lyrics is the personality. Right? Now you know if that person has substance
Or it's just
there's
pretty
nothing.
On the
It's just a pretty face.
You know what I mean? When you marry the two, and
Right.
you get something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me.
I thought that was
those are the best
that was a great line, right? And it gives you perspective on what it is. And I feel like nowadays it's a lot of great melodies, but like the lyrics are just kind of like empty right now.
Yeah.
And that's why,
And sometimes they have to be, you know what I mean? Because people don't really feel like thinking. The music is for a certain portion. Like, okay, I got shit that I work out to. I got shit that I listen to in the car. Like, but then I got certain songs that I just wanted to be super fucking simple. So sometimes you just go along with what's already there. I'll give you an example. I wrote a song called Money for this artist named Lakaylee 47. Super simple. The hook is just
Oh shit, you wrote that?
Yes. So the hook is money. I got money. Ooh.
Yeah.
Money. I got money. I'm money. I got money.
right? That's the hook. Super fucking simple. But I seen it translate to where 3-year-olds are on Instagram going, money, I got money. And then I've seen an 80-year-old woman going, ooh. And I'm like, that was the part that I knew. I was like, that's the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part. You got to know when you hit those. I pay attention, bro, to a lot of songwriters. Max Martins, Dr. Luke's, like Dennis Pop, like people that R&B people and hip-hop people probably never even heard of.
It's like a DJ reading the room a little bit, where you kind of already you know the audience and what's going to speak to them, right?
Right. You know, you can play a certain record and you go, oh, when I drop this shit, they gonna go stupid. It's just a matter of time of when I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's just a matter of time of when it's gonna happen.
But it's just thinking ahead, right? And a lot of the artists now, they don't think ahead, like with the shit. They make the song like, oh, this sounds hot for the moment, but then they're not thinking 20 years from now, is this gonna translate? Are people gonna still do this? And
it's not timeless. It doesn't. And some of the best music, bro, is timeless. It stays with us. You know what I'm saying? And that's for a reason. So for somebody to be able to dissect why, you know what I'm saying? Why is this song still here? Why does this song still resonate with black people? You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to that type of shit. Like, yeah, I'll sit in the room and be like, okay, well, what is Before I Let Go for white people? You know what I'm saying? What is Before I Let Go for Puerto Rican people? You know what I'm saying? I want to have all those songs. I want to study all of those songs.
It's funny. I just started playing a song "Money" recently. Like I ain't gonna front, like last week.
Yeah, the song's 5 years old.
I started playing it again. Yeah,
probably the most synced song I've had in the last 10 years. The song has been synced over 100 times. This shit's been in movies. It's been in Netflix shows. Like, the song's 5 years old. And the funny part is the guy who I made the song with, he was like, one day we were talking, and he was like, yo, we just got an Apple commercial for Money. And I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. And he was like, you know what's so funny? I was like, well, he said that we named the song Money. And I was like, I'm so glad we did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is from a female artist who doesn't even show her face. Like, people don't even know what she looks like. And it's her biggest song.
It's all about the licensing, right, for the song?
Nowadays, yeah. You want to get more licensed than, because the streams ain't shit, bro. As a songwriter, streams ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're paying the top 5, 10 artists. They get paid from streams. The Drakes, the Weekends, the Dua Lipas. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else outside of that top 10, they getting pennies.
It's funny. We had a DJ here, Swerve One. He's in Seattle. And where do you grow up in? Colorado?
Montana.
So he grew up in Colorado. He grew up in the 90s. So he was saying for hip hop, he was so hungry for hip hop. Him and his friends would drive how far? Like
6 hours.
Yeah. 6 hours to get to a record store that might or might not have some of the records that he wants.
Right.
And like, this is the 90s, right? So there was no GPS. He had to get a map. Right?
Wow.
He had to get a Yellow Pages book, but not only like a Yellow Pages, he had to get Yellow Pages for another state.
Yes.
How do you get that?
Right.
How do you get the map? How do you know where to go?
Probably no cell phone, right?
No cell phone.
I mean, no cell phone.
That's crazy.
No internet.
Imagine just going like him and his boys, spending the whole day to drive to somewhere they don't even know and come back. And he did that for all his records.
Once a month he would do this.
Wow.
But the power of music and the value, how precious this thing was, hip hop, right? For motherfuckers to go, to another state, risk the whole day, and then come back with maybe 2 or 3 records.
Right.
And then now it's just at our fingertips.
Yeah. And these kids, like, it's almost like they have everything right in front of them, but it's like they don't even use it. So I'm like, they don't use it for that. And I'm like, well, if you could use it for all these other things, how come you can't use it for that? Because you got the tool that you need. People are like, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, start right there. Start with what you have and start where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have everything you need. but they just feel like I'm already behind. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking at these people on the gram. I'm looking at social media. How am I gonna do that? I'm a firm believer, bro. I feel like everybody got at least 500,000 fans. You just gotta find them. I just believe that.
I do a lot of consulting for like marketing and design. So I work with like up and coming designers sometimes. And they'll, there's so much information, Google, social media.
Right.
So when they're launching a new brand or a clothing line, they're always coming to me with all these references from these high-end designers, the best designers and everything. And the first thing I ask them is their life story. And I've noticed every designer I talk to, they never pull from their life story.
Right.
And I'm like, this is what separates you from
This is who you are.
everybody.
Right.
So like, where you from? What did your mom wear clothes? Was she stylish?
Right.
What about your grandmother?
Right.
Your grandfather? Who was the most stylish motherfuckers?
Right.
Were you from the Dominican Republic? Where are you from? What is your background? And then I literally have to ask them questions, and then they start tapping in. And it's like they're not known. They don't know how to tap into their life and pull inspiration from their life.
Their own life.
But their whole life is so rich with inspiration.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you have to go through a similar process when you're writing with a new artist or anything like that, right?
I mean, sometimes the song is just there and it just works with this person, or they'll try it out. But sometimes you also, you sit down in the room, you come to the studio for a couple of days. We don't even record. We just talk.
Right.
Shoot this shit. Where you like? Where you from? What was it like there? Oh shit. Like I said, I always ask moments that are connected to the music, because I always know it's a music moment there. So I'll be like, oh, how old are you? Oh, I'm this old. Oh, you from so and so. Shit. When was the first time you heard 50? When was the first time you heard like G Unit? Oh shit, it was like I think it was like a mixtape. It was like Beg for Mercy. I remember buying. Okay, cool. So I already know that when that came out, you was this age. You know what I'm saying? So anything before that, you probably don't know. There's no point in me asking you about Biggie and Snoop in their heyday, because you weren't there. You know what I mean? So anything that you've got with a reference to that is from the internet. You know what I'm saying? So, some people, you just have to key in on their experiences. And like sometimes, but then sometimes it's just like they're like, oh, that song is jamming, I want to cut that. That's the vibe I'm on. I'm trying to fuck with some shit like that.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool. But either way, we gonna come to some sort of musical agreement of where you want to put your stuff out and how you want to be foreseen. Because I hate people that I meet a songwriter and they're like, oh, we want to work. I want to do songs. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Oh, I want a song. I just want to write songs. I want to be like this person. All right, cool. We cut some songs. I mean, a month later, you keep listening to this one song, and you're like, yeah, this shit is dope. I think I'm going to put this on my project. What project? Oh, no, I was thinking about, is it cool if I put it on my SoundCloud? I didn't think you wanted to be an artist. I thought you wanted to be a songwriter. So what we doing? Are we writing songs for other people? Or are we writing songs for your SoundCloud? Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to make way more money on this song being on an artist than you will on your SoundCloud. And I'm not saying we can't put it on your SoundCloud. I'm just saying a month ago, you ain't say that to me. You said you wanted to be a songwriter. What happened in a month? You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch shit like that because that's how you end up getting to places where it's like, once you know what it is that you want to do, nothing is going to be able to take you off of that path if you know it. But sometimes they don't know it.
Well, do you think that, I feel like this is the biggest problem with some of the new generation? They don't want to be behind the scenes. They all want to be. So some of the motherfuckers that I see who are trying to be superstars or rappers or whatever, I'm like, you should have been behind the scenes. Right. Like for example, I'll give you the perfect example. We could bleep his name out. Like Nav.
Right.
He should have been behind the scenes to me. Because like when you look at him, he's not a star.
Yeah, don't bleep his name out. Keep it in.
Yeah. But to me, he should have been a star. You know what I mean? Like he should have been a star. I'm just saying, like, look, some people just have that star energy. But I feel like he's a great writer. He has great melodies and he does dope shit, but he just could have been behind the scenes and he wasted all of his energy and time and money.
Like I said about, going back to what I said earlier, you can't make people care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. Everybody wants to be in the front. Nobody wants to be in the back. Like, we don't even have any fucking groups. Like, we don't have more than 2 guys in a group singing together. Probably because that motherfucker and this motherfucker, they don't even want to split this shit 3 ways. Think about how crazy that is. We don't have a Jodeci. We don't have and I'm just reaching back. We don't have a we don't have
no
4
addition.
guys, 5 guys that sing together. And what's so crazy is probably 3 young black men that grew up in a house together, and they probably can all sing. And they all going, I don't want to split that shit. And they brother. They grew up with these 2 dudes, and they don't even want to be in the group together because all they see is solo acts. They don't see nobody having a camaraderie or a brotherhood. It's like, damn, we ain't had a group since like Pretty fucking Ricky.
B2K.
B2K might have been the last successful black, young men singing together.
And the craziest thing is all these Korean pop artists.
I was about to say like BTS.
They're creating the groups and they killing it.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it's like, like even fans, that's one of the best things when you have a group of 4 or 5 members, and each whether it's a girl or a fan, they identify with one of them, right?
Yeah.
It's like they have to choose which one they want. But when you one artist, it's like you just that one. Like, and some motherfuckers gonna like you and some aren't.
Every 8 years, it's an opportunity for that, but nobody's been smart enough to make it. Because it's always gonna be a little girl, it's always gonna be a parent, and it's always gonna be a little girl that if she gets her good grades and she does everything she's supposed to do, her mom will take her to see. Da-da-da-da-da. We ain't even did it yet. Like, no, I can't believe nobody has done that yet. It needs to happen. There is no New Kids on the Block. There is no nothing. And it's still an audience for it. Every 8 years it can happen.
No Jackson 5.
Nothing. And the blueprint is there. The blueprint is there. Like, it's the kid, the guy Wanye from Boyz II Men. He has 4 sons. They can all sing. Their name is Juan Moore. That's their name, right? Juan Moore. Everybody in the industry is like, oh no, we'll work with them. That's fucking one. Their dad is in Boyz II Men. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? It's 4 of them. They can all sing, and they struggling. And I'm like, y'all already R&B royalty. Your father was found by New Edition, and you were like, he basically had Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
Wanye has 4 sons that can sing in harmony together and all different ages. He basically went and had Boyz II Men. And there's no place for him in the music industry. And I'm like, this is crazy.
You need to write something for them.
Oh, I did. I did.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because where we are, like you said, everybody want to be in the front. Everybody want to be solo. It's no camaraderie.
And that's what they
it's
see,
no brotherhood. Right? And those songs don't take, these songs don't take no fucking harmony. All they take is mumbling and auto-tune. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with it. I never have a problem with any young black man doing something legal to take care of his family and himself. If it ain't my thing, it's just not my thing. If I don't listen to it, I don't listen to it. It doesn't mean it's not an audience for it. But it's just no balance. You know what I'm saying? It's no, like, and the content. It's almost like I Love You never goes out of style, right? And I remember somebody saying like, yo, I'm trying to write this song. I'm just trying to find another way to say I love you. Like, the way to say I love you has been said so many different fucking times. I'm trying to find a new way. Well, how about the old way? That shit still work. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like when you hone in and you find something that is special, you can make that thing into something even more special if you just stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Some shit just ain't never going out of style.
It's funny, man, you say this because there's so much R&B and there's so many artists that I love, and some of the songs are so good, and then the lyrics, I hear it and I'm just like, man, like that one. What's that new SZA song that I love?
Hate You?
Yeah, I Hate You. She has a great pre-chorus. She has an amazing chorus. And then her first and second verse, I'm like, what is she doing on this? Dude, have you heard it?
No, I haven't. I gotta listen to it.
You gotta listen. She's like kind of rapping, but there's no structure, and it's fine. But it's like I'm waiting for the pre-chorus where there's a melody,
Right. Something you can latch on.
and then the chorus is obviously amazing. But she's like, I'm of the day that I've been sipping when they do to you, and and it's just like, is she freestyling? And none of this is like repeatable for me. Maybe
Right.
like the younger kids can like hear it,
Right.
But then I'm waiting for the pre-chorus, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And then there's all this like these lyrics like fuck this dude, fuck that dude. But then and I get it,
Right.
but then I was like, remember back in the day, and I won't sound like old, like back.
But
in the
we
day.
are.
Yeah, but remember back in the day,
Remember
The
back
good
in
old
the
days. The good old days.
like with that
Gazelle
that Key and
shades.
Peele. Let me play the old school, like,
Not rap is the light.
but like, hey, they would just you had to be clever, right? So you have to say like even like Downtown SWV, right? I mean that's a song about eating pussy,
Yes.
right? But you couldn't like Taste Your Love, right?
Right. Written by a guy.
Remember, yeah, written by a dude. I remember that when that song came out, none of us talked about eating pussy,
Right.
right? And then, but that song came out, we were like, yeah, you know, we got to start eating pussy, right? As the like, I remember
They saying we got to do
remember
it.
in high school, I was like, yo, like you ain't eat pussy, man. Come on, man. Horace Brown. You was like a sucker if you didn't like eat
Yeah,
pussy.
I'm not afraid to taste your love.
Yeah. We had Taste Your Love. Like, you don't get it yet? Because I remember when it started, it's like, man, I don't eat pussy, man. That shit's whack. You eat pussy? And it was like when
remember
that
that
shit
in
came
high
out.
school.
Yeah. And then when it came
Remember
out,
that?
like, you eat pussy? Man, you whack, bro.
Yeah, that
You don't
song's the
know.
jam in the strip clubs.
And it's so crazy how far we've come from that because, like you said, it was a clever way. Like it
Yeah.
can still get played on radio. It can still the video can still get played, and it wasn't like, oh, you're banned. We can't play that song. Da, da, da. It was like it's a clever way of talking about what we talk about. Now, it's no clever. Like I remember hearing a song. I can't remember the name of the song, and I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. It was August Alsina, right? It was when August Alsina was kind of popping, right? He had a song, and in this song, he basically was saying, "Yo, you can come over here. After you can come here on the late night, not even at a good hour. Come over here on the late night. We gonna fuck. We fucking on the floor,
Yeah.
and then we gonna light up." But I'm not the type of nigga you need to fall in love with because I don't do that love shit. And I was just like,
I love
all this shit is in the first verse of the song. Come over here. I'm fucking you on the floor. You're not even getting in my bed. I'm fucking you on the floor, and we gonna light a blunt and we gonna talk. But the conversation is gonna be, you don't want to fall in love with a nigga like me. I was like, God damn.
And then the remix was Chris Brown and Trey Songz.
Yes. Yes. And I'm like, this is where we are? Like, God damn, I'm gonna fuck you on the floor? Okay, my first question, why? Do you not have a bed?
but it's like that fine line where, like, I think like where like city girls infiltrated R&B.
Yeah.
So where it's like R&B, right? It lost that finesse or that the fantasy of
Thank
love.
God
Right?
for Bruno. Because Jesus Christ.
But it's just like
We'd all be fucking on the floor if it wasn't for fucking Bruno.
you know what I think? Like I think about that one Donnell Jones song, right? Where he's just basically telling his shorty, I want to be a hoe.
Oh, yeah. Where I want to be.
Where I want to be.
Yeah.
That song, right? It's a beautiful song.
And put in a beautiful. Told her I want to go out here and find out if I'm attracted to other women.
Right.
And I want you to be cool with that. But I'm gonna also throw in a shabba weeb. Like I want to go fuck these other bitches.
But it taught us as young men, right, how to speak to women in a very elegant
How to
and
articulate.
thoughtful way, right?
Yeah.
Because like I want to fuck these other chicks. It wasn't like
You
that.
couldn't say that.
It's like
I just need time to see if this is where I want to be.
You know what I'm saying? So as fellas, when we're hearing it, we're like, oh, like, oh my God.
This is what I've been trying to tell you.
I've been trying to say
I've been
this.
trying to say this to you.
Well, you could like buy the single for a girl and just be like, look, this is what
Then
I've
he
been
said,
trying.
"Shop it please." Then he said, "I don't mean to hurt you, babe. Like, I listen. I didn't mean to tell you this damning information,
Right.
but I just need time to see if I want to go out here and fuck these other bitches."
Give me some time.
It was so
It was beautifully made. It was track.
it was like that fine line of being a gentleman and a motherfucker, right? Because it was just
A
like
gentle motherfucker. That's what it was.
because it's all how we felt.
Yeah.
But it was such an elegant way to say it, and it was just beautiful, right?
Listen, sometimes you get elegance. Sometimes you get, wait, do you see my dick?
Yeah.
Like it's a
We
different.
need to find
A balance.
But when R&B is wait till you see my dick, and then hip hop is wait till you see my dick, it's just kind of like we need something else,
We
right?
need to be gentlemen here.
Right. It's nothing, man.
Yeah,
we in a weird place. Weird place.
But like I said, everything is an era. So like we're just in this era, and it's just gonna move. I think it's gonna move forward.
I would hate hip hop if it still was the same as it was
Right.
when it first started.
Right.
If it hadn't changed or didn't grow, you know what I'm saying? Like I wrote down in my phone, I was gonna do like these. I had these 5 posts in my phone, and I was gonna do 5 posts of hip hop mistakes, like shit that motherfuckers was like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna never work, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Because I went down a rabbit hole about the message. And when I found out about the message and the dude who wrote it, he passed away. And he was the dude that wrote it. And Mel wrote the last verse, right? And Mel, everybody else hated the song. You know what I'm saying? They was like, this shit is trash. Like, don't nobody want to fucking hear this shit. It's like a jungle sometimes. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah. And then Mel was like, yo, I got another rap that I think from something else on a record that was already out. Like A Child Is Born With No State. He said that shit on something else. And was like, I'm going to just say it on here too. Said it. So it's really just Mel and the other guy rapping.
Bootsy.
Duke Booty.
The Duke Booty, yeah.
The rest of the fucking Furious 5 are in the video.
Right.
Fucking, my mom is mad. It's no color TV. That's not even your voice. Only 2 niggas on that whole song. All 3 of these motherfuckers rapping on Soul Train in the video, and then the song goes up. And it's like, if that song hadn't happened, there would probably be no reality rap because everybody was rapping about partying.
Right.
And I seen a thing with LL. It was like LL. They went to LL's grandmother's house. He was like 16. It's him and E-Love on the street. And the dude's like, yo, well, why don't you rap about, what the guys from the Bronx are rapping about? As far as like what's really going on in the city. And I'll never forget this shit. It's on YouTube. It's like a Dutch documentary. And LL says, yo, don't nobody want to go to a party and hear how bad shit is? Says it. And I'm like, mistake. That was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably like the first hip hop mistake. The second one was when Russell and them were like, yeah, this is R&B, this is rap. This shit ain't gonna never mesh. Wrong. So then I backtracked. I was like, okay, what was the first credible song that a rapper was on it was an R&B record? And I even hit Questlove. And we went back and forth because his fucking mind. And I was like, yo, I said, I think the first record that motherfucker was like, this shit might work, was Shaka Khan and Melly Mel, right? So when that shit, because Shaka Khan was a credible R&B artist. So motherfuckers in the record store going through records, we rapping. Wait a minute. Shaka Khan featuring fucking Melly Mel. This shit ain't gonna work. And then, bam, you know what I'm saying? I feel for you. Shit got a Grammy, the whole shit. So it's like, ever since that moment, R&B and fucking rap, like imagine a rapper and it's like, no, you putting 12 bars on this shit. It's like a Heavy D featuring like, this shit is gonna work. But motherfuckers like, we never gonna mess the two. That was a mistake. A big mistake, because it actually fucking worked.
Yeah.
So I just went down a rabbit hole about hip hop mistakes.
And then basically dictated the whole sound for the 90s almost, right?
Yeah.
Into the 2000s.
All of the 90s into the 2000s. You weren't shit if you didn't have a rapper on your record, or R&B. Or you was rapping and you had an R&B hook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say the late 80s going into 90s to the 2000s.
And then that formula, it became the standard to where I remember DJing in the 2000s. And when white girls came up to me requesting, they say, play hip hop. And I'm like, I am playing hip hop. But to them, what hip hop was a rap and an R&B chorus.
Right.
But that to them was hip hop. And I'm like, nah, I'm playing hip hop right now.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Blondie was the first rap that crossed over like on some like we can put
on
rap
on the pop charts.
Yeah, like where like you were kind of mixing
Top
everything
40
together. Yeah.
I think so. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That was great.
Blondie.
Yeah, because it just changed everything.
Rapture.
Even that video.
But Blondie was she was rapping.
Right. It wasn't
You know what I'm
her
saying?
singing
Right,
and a
it
rapper
wasn't-
on it.
Right. So the first time was Mel. You know what I'm saying? And what's so crazy is I said it, I called a bunch of key motherfuckers and they was like, wait, that was Melly Mel? I was like, you didn't fucking know that fucking Shaka Khan, let me rock it. You didn't know that was fucking Melly Mel? I was like, nah, Skillz, I didn't.
You know what,
Like,
man?
But you know what?
the
Because of the record, it's not
credited?
featuring Melly Mel. It's just
Right.
Chaka Khan.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know that. Yo.
And he ain't in the video.
I just found that out now.
Nah, he was in the video.
He was in the video?
Yeah.
Melly was in the, I don't think Melly Mel was in that video.
Nah, he was. I
Because the
remember
video was, one the video Shabadoo and Turbo
Yeah,
and all,
that
because
was
that was a
dancing.
year breaking pop, right?
that. We gotta look up the video. I swear,
Yeah.
Melly Mel was in
I
the
don't
video.
think he was in it.
Oh, wow.
I know he got a Grammy for it.
That's a debate. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that shit, I'm going to call it, that shit ain't going to never work. Motherfuckers was wrong as a motherfucker.
What do you call it? I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is probably our longest podcast in a minute.
Yeah.
Which is but yo, Skillz, thank you so much for coming
thank you
through,
for having
man.
me.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. This
Thank
was
you.
fuck, man. This is one of my
Wait,
favorite episodes this year.
Before we leave, I gotta check to see if Melly Mel is in this.
Oh my god! Fact check Nev.
I don't think he is. It's just his voice.
Damn.
You're right. Damn, you're absolutely right.
Wow.
And you got to think, you already looking at a song that's written by Prince, so that motherfucker's probably, you about to do what with my song?
Yeah.
This hippity hip hop shit? Fuck that shit. Who that deep voice ass motherfucker on there? Take his ass off. But she knew something. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, this song has a rapper on it and a fucking solo, a harmonica solo by Stevie Wonder. And a Stevie Wonder sample.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers didn't think this shit was going to work.
Wow.
Hey, Skillz, can we plug your podcast?
Yes. It's
Hip-hop.
called Hip Hop Confessions. It's not your regular podcast. I sit down with industry people and my friends, and I get them to reveal something that they never told anybody, or unpopular opinion about something that you probably would be shocked about. Music related. Don't always have to be hip hop related. Music related. Past guests I've had, of course, Jeff, Kwame.
Good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Salt and Pepper's been on there. Kid from Kid and Play. I had
Amazing.
Salam Remy. I had Fat Man Scoop not too long ago, talking about how he almost got kidnapped in Angola. Yeah, so
Imagine kidnapping Fat Man Scoop. You need a lot of motherfuckers for that.
right, they paid him his bread and shit, and they thought they were going to take the bread when he went through customs, but Scoop, being fat, tucked the money under the rolls and got out. Like, Scoop was there. Like, he was like, yo, you remember that movie Argo? I was like, yeah. He's like, remember the end scene when motherfuckers on the plane, motherfuckers on the fucking runway? I was like, yeah. He's like, it was like that.
Wow.
And I was like, Scoop, you're lying. And he was like, no, I'm not. Like, so Scoop has been on there. I got some upcoming episodes, man. It's been doing pretty good, man.
That's
So
dope.
I'm
You
happy.
you're on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Spotify,
Apple
Podcast,
everything.
wherever you listen to podcasts. We drop the episodes on Tuesday, and then we drop the video. We drop audio on Tuesday, then we drop the video on Friday.
On Friday.
Nice.
Cool.
And I've taken some hints of things that I should do with my podcast from the R.O.A.D podcast.
Yeah, he hit me up.
I hit him up. You know how you guys do the minutes and what was being said.
The timestamps, yeah.
Timestamps.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you guys.
Hey, if we could give you timestamps, that's cool.
That's cool. You just had Spank on, the comedian Spank, and he was talking about how he kind of led on more of the beef between
Drake and
Mill,
Meek. Yeah.
which is dope. That's a good
Spank
episode.
Horton.
Yeah, Spank Horton, because he's from Philly. He's one of Kevin Hart's guys.
Yeah.
He's at a dinner and shit, And he's like, every time I'm around Drake, you know, Drake is trying to like out comedian a comedian. And I'm like, all right, motherfucker, like calm down, like da da da. And he's like, yeah, whatever. So he went too far, and in the midst of the shit with Meek, he adds Meek on Twitter and shows Drake's like outfit. Like, yo, this motherfucker in some, what did he say? He got on some butt naked Timbs or some shit or whatever. So he posted Drake's outfit on the internet, and he's at the dinner with Kevin Hart and all these executives, and then motherfuckers start rolling up to him like, yo, come on, man, let's like take the picture now. Like, don't do that. And he's like, do what? And like, come on, man, like, you know, Drake is, you know, you posted his outfit. Like he's like, he's what? Like he was really mad. Because you know, celebrities is like, yo, if you're gonna see me, I want you to see me as you see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess Drake went on point that day, and Spank tweeted the shit. And what's so funny is one of my listeners went and found the tweet. They went all the way back to like the time that they was beefing and found the tweet and the fucking picture. And I sent it to Spank. He was like, Skillz, don't post this shit, man. Like, don't. I said, bro, you said it on the podcast. I didn't. Somebody went and found this shit. It's public knowledge. Like, he was like, don't post.
He's like, we squashed it. Now you're bringing it back up.
Yeah.
And it went viral.
Yeah.
It went viral to every like gossip site.
So yeah, man. So yeah, it's stories like that, you know what I'm saying, that keep the podcast moving, and it keeps me excited about doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just sit down and just talk about, you know, I already know, you know, if I have an artist or whatever, I already know Jazzy Jeff's story. I already know Young Guru's story. Like I want Young Guru, you know, to tell me some shit he wouldn't say.
Right.
And his was he was like, yeah, when I first heard El Segundo, like I hated that shit.
Oh wow.
And he was like, I didn't understand. And I was like, what? He was like, I didn't understand why the fuck they would put El Segundo out. In 91, knowing you might not even get a second single. You might not get a second video. It might be one and done. 90s hip hop, rap deals, if this shit don't fly, fuck your album. Like, this shit ain't coming out. The Source gave you 3 mics and this shit ain't catch, we moving on to the fucking Bush Babies. We off this shit.
Right.
And he was like, so knowing that they had Can I Kick It and Bonita Applebum, I still don't understand why the fuck they put out El Segundo first.
I feel like the label definitely did that, right?
I feel like they did too.
And they felt like it had the crossover.
And they were trying to
Right.
put them in that Jungle Brothers
Right.
realm. And, you know, they was all African garbed out. And, you know, the next video we see. I mean, even in Bonita Applebum.
It was like night and day. They started off with the African gear.
Yeah.
Then the next video, they was after Bonita Applebum, they started rocking
Phife
jeans.
had a jersey on.
Jeans, the college hats, college sweaters. It was like, that was quick.
And by Low End Theory, we were like, these are the most stylish motherfuckers in hip hop.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, we don't care what they do.
Yeah.
Because the album was, you know, People's Indistinctive was what it was. But by the time Low End hit and we get more Phife, it's like, oh, these are the fucking saviors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole tribe and rest in peace, Phife, man.
For sure, man. Skillz, thank you again, man.
Nah,
for
thanks,
coming.
man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you, brother.
Good one.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.